Oh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Lich's Archives. As always, not a lot going on. Biggest thing I can say is eventually there could be a Kickstarter coming at some point, so if you're interested in the world of Antonium, definitely keep your eyes open for that. Hoping for something September or October for it to become official, but keep your eyes open. But besides that, I don't think there's really anything else to get into besides the recap and on to the session, if you guys are all ready to go.
I guess.
I've never been ready for anything. Why start
Hell
now?
yeah, that's what I like to hear. So, the last session, if I recall correctly, the group began in a similar tavern, finishing up a little bit of a dance-off. Really not too much going on there. A couple of names were exchanged, but soon enough, the group was back on the road. You know, except for Ass, who ended up having a particular run-in with a tiefling bard. They spent the night with this, with Serenity, as that is her name, and when they woke up, the first thing they did was rummage through the room and steal a map. This map was then quickly handed off to one of the twins who was staying with Matthias, and the group gathered at the Far Traveler ready to go. They
Make
were...
it sound like I did something bad.
you know, I'm allowed to paint you in whichever shades I see, and in this case, we're going with the bad shades. They got their emblems to denote who they work for. They were informed that they're able to get paid by presenting this at the proper places, and they were off to Red Bay. Teleportation went well. They went to the first embassy, got paid, almost had a brief run-in with some of the members at this embassy, and then they all agreed to head to a museum quickly to try to get a bit of better understanding as to what's going on with the Vickers and if perhaps there is a connection between these weird serpents and the namesake of the now known green serpents. Oh, green scales? Green scales. And without that,
The DM forgets their own notes.
I have so many notes. You have no idea, alright? I'm trying. But with that, that is where we are beginning today's session. You guys are currently gathered close to the edge of Red Bay. It's still decently early in the morning. We're probably just now creeping towards the afternoon. Really not much to say beyond that as you guys are all gathered there. Why don't we quickly start with a couple of perception checks, or rough idea of what it is you guys are doing, if not taking a look around. But I presume you have already bought your supplies and all of that, correct?
Yes. You got a 15 on perception?
We did at the end of last session.
And I'm going to use this as cover to pull out my dice.
So that's DM.
Smooth.
True professional. Where is it?
Like, oh fuck, we play with dice?
Shit, I need these. I don't just make it all up. I swear.
Every time, you need to start with getting your dice. Like,
Not every time. Alright. Anyway, what you guys get for your perception checks there?
Dirty 20.
15. 12.
I don't even bother rolling.
Alright. 15, 12, and a what?
Dirty 20.
Dirty Jesus Christ.
2 dirty 20s.
Alright.
We see all, hear all.
So, let me check something super quick. Alright, so, as the group gathers, and you guys are heading north, as the group comes together, exiting from the museum, you guys make your way through the town of Red Bay. With the plans of heading out today, you head as close as you can in the direction you're going, and you end up close to the... There's really my brain is just not working today. You guys end up on the northern side of town. You end up going up several flights of stairs, getting farther and farther from the coast. At this point, from where you guys are, the sounds of the coast and all of that is distant at this point. You're unable to go directly north from here, as you do need to go a little bit more inland, and you'll actually be following a stream because you guys didn't want to take the ferries, correct? The plan was to walk.
Yep.
And you
And
guys
then we'll
wanted to walk in which direction? It was towards
East.
east. Right.
No.
Fantastic. Sorry, guys. I'm just catching myself
I'm
up
assuming
here.
that just takes us right into the ocean.
Yes, directly into the ocean. You definitely want to go west instead. But on your way, you have already gotten the news for the most part. Not a lot of people are really paying attention to you as you make your way through this lovely city. The only thing that does kind of stick out, specifically for you, Cole, where is it? Alright, cool. As you guys are approaching these gates, a bunch of you can see there's a bit of a crowd gathering, but the main thing that Cole, you're specifically able to gather over anyone else is that there's a large group of... Where the hell am I going with this? A large group of orcs are gathered outside, and there's a bit of an argument starting up as you guys are approaching. But you guys are able to sneak past this if you want. It isn't in the main way blocking this town. You know, the gates are wide open, and you can see the trees and the land beyond. But there is a bit of a confrontation that seems to be going on, and it looks like some orcs are trying to get some carts in, but there's a bit of trouble as you guys are approaching this.
Do any of the
Question?
orcs have red jaws?
Your perception was a 15?
Dirty 20.
No, he got the dirty one.
He got the dirty 20. Yes, a couple of them. Two of them actually have it from me. A bunch of them are untattooed, but there's a roll a history check for me.
Question. Can I try to overhear what they're talking about? But would I have advantage because orcs are my kink and I'm really paying attention?
You haven't rolled yet, so you can make a perception check for that. What did you get for your history?
For my history, I got an 18. Sorry, 19.
A 19.
Oh shit! I got a
15 plus 4.
And you got a 15.
Yeah!
Alright, let me just double check this.
I'm always so happy when I perceive anything.
Because it's a rare occurrence, right?
Yep.
So yes, there are two of them with red jaws. There's probably about 6 orcs in total. 3 of them are not tattooed, but one of the other ones that's doing a lot of the talking. You can see that from the tips of his fingers all the way up to almost his elbow has been like tattooed blue. From your understanding, you know, you've done a little bit of looking around at this point. You've already asked about the orc tribes a little bit. You're aware that he's probably a Blue Hands. But from what you recall, the Blue Hands are supposed to be far, far west. They're not from this part. And based on the other orcs here that aren't tattooed, you don't really need to belong to a tribe. So this guy has gone through the time, the effort to join or to represent the Blue Hands, and yet he's very, very far afield at this point.
You're like, why the fuck is he here?
Exactly. Assie, you, however, you're trying to more or less pay attention as to what's going on.
Yeah, there's some orcs around. I need to know why.
Yeah, from your understanding, they're just trying to get their carts in. The guards are basically telling them, just hold on, we just need to know where you're going, you just have to fill a couple of things out, we just had a festival, we need to make sure everything is going smoothly. you're showing up here, you have a big cart, there's a lot of you, just take it slow. And it sounds like this gentleman with the blue forearms is getting a little testy about it, you know? He's not quite
Okay.
being belligerent, but he's definitely pushing back, and he's taking a very weird route of just saying, come on, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And
Can
you can
I
see,
roll insight?
yeah, well, you don't even need to. I'm getting to there.
Yeah.
It seems like he's trying to bribe the guard, but he's really bad at it. So he's not like avert enough that the guard's catching on, but he's also, you know, he's too subtle with it.
I'm trying to roll insight specifically like on the guard. Like, is he just giving this guy a runaround, or are they actually like? Is he serious? Just like we just need to check the paperwork.
You could roll insight with disadvantage unless you want to explain to me what you're doing to do insight.
I'm assuming that I've been around enough guards that are like giving you the runaround because they want to keep you detained longer, and they keep coming up with bullshit papers that you need to fill out and bullshit reasons as to why it's taking them so long to check the paperwork and stuff like that.
Sure, I'll let you roll insight for that since you do have a bit of a history of running into guards every now and again.
16, 17.
17. Looking at this, something seems a little off. Like, he doesn't seem like he's being rude, but at the same time, you know, it's just a weird thing to walk in on. You know, this guy doesn't seem like he's wasting his time. It seems like he's trying to do his job, but at the same time, like, people are walking past them. There isn't a line of carts. It's not super busy. There isn't a lot of reasons as to why he's wasting this guy's time, but this guy seems pretty adamant that there is a legitimate reason for this.
Okay, how far away are we from this right now?
You guys are walking up on it, so you can let me know whenever you want to act. If not, you're just going to walk straight on past and out of the city into the wide open world. So you can tell me when you'd like to do something as you're approaching this right now.
I'm going to, like, nudge A-Rod. I think they're just giving him a runaround because they're orcs.
I don't think it's any of our business.
I mean, I guess. But, okay, but look at, do you see the one on the right and then the big lady in the back?
Yeah?
They aren't hot enough for getting involved.
They're not hot enough to be worth getting involved.
You have bad taste.
You and your orcs.
Don't shame me. Just because
Never.
I'm jealous.
I don't know, this just doesn't seem like our thing. We already have a job to do.
What do you think, A-Rod? Sorry, Salashar?
I'm a little on the fence. I know that there's some disturbances around Black Hollow. I know that the Red Jaws are a little up in arms about something, but we don't really have the time or resources, or I personally don't have the experience with orcs to know how to diffuse something like this. So,
Would
as
I
my
know enough?
Probably not. Based on like where you've been over the course of your life, I will let you roll high or low.
I'm gonna go with high.
You haven't had a lot of experience, and maybe that's one of the reasons why you're so intrigued whenever you see an orc, you know? But you definitely haven't had a lot of personal experience for them. So yeah, I dropped a die, but I'm listening.
That's wrong.
Well, I mean, culture-wise...
Okay, that is fair. But I am familiar.
Yeah, you know a couple, but like, you know, you've never been like, you know...
Okay.
There. You haven't been with any of their clans, you haven't, you know... Nothing like
Yeah.
that, you know? We all know an orc, but you haven't been really north of Millscar for the most part. You know, the most you've been is pretty much this. You know, after this you hit Black Hollow, and then that's about it. You're in the Oaklands. And that's a ways away.
Would
So I think in general, I don't think we have the experience or time necessary to dive into this. We are on the job, we may as well go. We may as well just get it done. If there's still trouble on the way back, we can deal with that then.
Alright.
do you think these people are gonna be having trouble with the guards for weeks?
No. But you never know, there could be more trouble on the road. Maybe somewhere along our travels we run into one of the red jaws with blue hands, and we're able to help them. We can then get an idea of what's going on, and maybe lend our help then. But if a bunch of people geared up with weapons and armor just intrude and start pressuring the guards of the orcs, I don't think they're going to respond well to that.
Pretty sure
Agree.
they're just people trying to come in and either pass through town to get somewhere else or sell things in town.
Either
And
way,
the guards are just giving them a while because they're green and don't have pointy ears.
I mean, I've spent a lot of time with the orcs. It's probably just better not getting involved, frankly. They'll sort it out themselves. Orcs aren't one to back down. They're stubborn. They'll figure it out.
Alright, so with that, you guys approach the gate, and you're able to just continue on out into the wider world. With that in mind, what is the marching order of this lovely platoon?
I'll take front. I'll take point, I guess.
I'll be front or second. My elf eyes see all.
I'm patrolling, I
Elf
guess.
Eyes is a very...
Yeah, that's a broad term.
I'm reaching, okay? Give me this one.
Okay, and then who's bringing up the rear then?
I guess I got the rear.
Because now it's just the four of you, right? So we have A-Rod scouting ahead,
Mhm.
and then if Assi joins as well, then it's pretty much just Kor and Shalashal having a nice, lovely walk.
I'm doing like the ranging in between the two groups.
No, you got it. Now, the last question that I need from you guys, just because I'm not sure if we ever fully settled on this. So, I'm going to try to point this out. This is going to look absolutely terrible. This right here is where you are, and you're heading up someplace over here.
Mhm.
So, you can go this way into the mountains, or you can go this way and take one of the ferries up.
I think we discussed last time that we were going to go east, and then we're going to try and find a boat that
Yep.
we can use.
Yeah, but east would put you into this sort of mountain range, and then eventually you'd need to cross. Or do you want to go more north, skirt the mountains, and try to find a crossing over the river before that? So it's pretty much more of a mountainous way, which is more east, or try to ford the river a little bit sooner by going more northeast.
I think we were thinking about going through the mountains. I thought there was a reason why, but I don't remember it.
No, last
It might have been because we didn't want to pay for a barge.
well, we
If
were
we
also
could gather-
told when I bought the map that we can just find a boat and just take it across.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we don't need to pay for the barge as long as we have the manpower.
I still like the idea of mountains.
That's because you're a dwarf.
Northern route.
Dirty dwarf.
I'm sorry. Are you being racist? Just because I have a beard?
Yes.
They're just jealous. Nobody else here can grow as majestic a bush as I have.
It's true. Like stroke my stubble. One day, maybe. One day.
I imagine Aspier's beard is as glorious as our DM's.
Yeah, I won't say mine's that
Only much
glorious.
better.
But thank you. So, the plan then is
I think
mountains or not mountains?
I don't really want to go to the mountains. I'd rather get an idea of the lowland. Because the lowland, we at least have somewhere to retreat to. We have sight lines. With the mountains, we don't know what's up there. There could be cliffs, canyons, chasms, all the good seas.
You can have cliffs where water is, and I don't know about
It's
you
called a
guys, but
riverbank.
I don't think we're gonna be swimming when we get backed up against things, and that will be the only way to go on a beach.
Skirt the mountains, and we can have the best of both.
Yeah, I agree. Skirt the mountains.
Skirt the mountains. Also valid choice. Alright.
And this whole time, I'm like obsessively still rechecking my gear, like almost nervously.
Not again.
Nope, dude, checking it.
What
It's
happened?
like Santa Claus's list.
What,
check my
gear.
what
Checking it
happened
twice.
last time?
We're not talking about it.
Okay,
So, do you want to say something, or shall I?
nah.
Okay.
Never mind. I'll harass people about it later.
Alright, so with your plan to skirt the mountains, you guys are going to travel a little bit up, and then you're going to end up with the mountains kind of to your southwest sort of side as you go, and you'll end up eventually between the mountains and the rivers, and you'll have to find a place to cross at some point. Or maybe, you'll get lucky and perhaps Fey Pond, which I don't think any of you have been to, will have a way for you to cross there. Sound like a solid plan? That's going to
Roger.
take you
Yeah.
a couple of days. Can I get a... A-Rod, can you roll a d20? And then someone else, whoever wants to, roll the other d20 for the day.
Oh, nat 20. I don't know what it's for, but
I am a 2.
It's for your random encounters of the day. That's what it is.
The
Pretty sure if we
juxtaposition
got
of
a
this.
20 and a 1, we'd end up having to fight a dragon lich.
I'm pretty certain we would just have a fucking stroke.
Yeah, no matter where it is in the world, it's just Dragon Lich.
Yup.
I don't want to drink a lich.
Alright. And then lastly, I'll need a perception check from, we will say, A-Rod and Assy. Actually, all of you can. All of my lovely players. Please roll a perception check for me.
ooh,
That
dirty
is a
20.
nat
I'm not the
20.
one you want on guard.
So that's a nat 20 plus 6 for 26.
Got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
15.
15. Assy. Full. Thank you. One of you needs to low. to lower it a little bit. Alright.
I always bring down the curve.
So with that, my lovely party, you head out of the town of Red Bay. Still, like I said, not quite noon, but is nice, and it is pleasantly warm with a decent breeze blowing in from the coast. At this point, the sound of the seagulls has long moved away into the distance. Same with the lapping of the waves. It's almost a distant memory as other things sort of take over. You can hear the sound of boards overhead. You can hear, a nice, pleasant breeze kind of blowing through. But it's this very nice and relaxing day as you set off directly towards one of the mountains, following a path that, based on Shalashar's map, is going to eventually veer more north and take you onto the northern side of these mountains. If you guys want to follow the road, that is. If not, if you want to go cross country, you can tell me.
I think we'd rather follow the roads.
Yeah, that's wise.
Alright. Fantastic.
Probably faster.
A-Rod,
They're elvish highways.
as always, you're kind of leading the group. Even though you're ahead of them now, you're still once in a while kind of jumping in and off of the road. Luckily, we have moved well away from the thick, overgrown forests. You're no longer surrounded by silver bulk trees, iron spines, or any of that, and it's, a nice, pleasant way to, you know, it's a nice pleasant forest to dip in and out of. As you are going, you can see off in the distance something quickly moving towards you, your group. It seems to be on a road. You can not quite see anything, but just due to your sheer perception, same with the other person that got in the 20s, you can hear like the climb. Well, now you can as it's getting closer. You can both hear like the sound of hooves on gravel as the shape is very quickly approaching. And as it's moving closer, it doesn't seem like it's intending to slow down.
Okay. I'll pull to the side of the trail and just kind of move out of the gateway.
Okay. Arod,
Yeah.
you're up ahead. Anything you want to do as you are off to the side of the road?
I'm gonna see if I can stealth. Do I have time?
Yeah, probably. It's off in the distance. You know, you're not quite in the middle of the road, so you definitely have time.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I can just kind of hide behind a tree or something really quick
Alright.
and just keep an eye out.
Make me a stealth check. Assi and Cole.
Move
I
off
would
the
like
side
to
also.
crouch down in the tall grass.
Alright, you can also make me a stealth check, but everyone else has moved nicely to the side of the road.
The dirty 20 again.
Chill. You're
Jeez.
literally gonna hurt your bow.
I just need
Yeah,
to.
right.
I'm getting all of the good rolls out now.
Yeah, I know. I got 12 plus an 8.
What'd you get there, Assi?
18.
18. Alright. At this point, as you guys have moved off to the side of the road, the other stealthier members of your group, doing their best to live up to their name, moving to the taller grass, around some trees and various other things to break line of sight, hunker down. It gets closer, and eventually you guys are able to make out what seems to be disheveled looking sort of man, and he's riding a horse very, very quickly. He's like completely posted as it's galloping. The horse itself is almost, well, it used to be brown, but it is lathered so much at this point that it almost looks dappled. It's almost turning white at this point, but he's showing no signs of like having care or slowing this thing as he just blows down the road past the entire group. Behind him, you can make out what seems to be two other people, probably about 3-ish minutes, 4-5 minutes maybe, on horses as well. Two of them also coming down the road at full speed.
That looks like a steaming pile of not our fucking problem.
Yeah, I'm just gonna flash the hand signals for just stay low to AC if she's in eyesight.
Oh, honey, I don't see you.
Oh yeah, I guess not. I'll still try.
Right, and as quickly as this has come into your guys' area, it has moved past. You know, they have completely blown past you, and now as you continue your travels, the sound of hoof beats slowly, well, not slowly, rapidly decreases in volume as they move farther and farther away.
The hell was that about?
Do you want my theories? Or should
Sure.
Or should we get Salashar to set it up, like with a whole mind map later on? Which reminds me, Salashar, I have a present for you.
I don't want your bag of pickling.
Pull out a bundle of red yarn. I know how much you like to connect the dots.
Boo. Bad joke. Boo.
I just
Boo AC.
I thought Salashar could use this the next time he starts coming up with plots about how everything across the entire continent is connected.
Are you talking about with Fingolm and the Vickers that we have literally heard from someone else's mouth?
I'm talking about how when we first got the binder of papers, you just started muttering to yourself.
Well, yes. We've literally gotten information from multiple sources saying there's a problem with Fingolm and Sigwolf and Char. And with the Vickers on the loose, it just makes sense.
And how does that connect to the gang that we're going to see in Fay Pond?
I don't know anything about Fay Pond. I just know that I saw the tattoo on your
Are we playing
betrothed's chest.
Who am I betrothed? No. No. That was
Ooh.
like 30 years ago. No, you can't keep using that against me.
That's my first time saying it.
How do I do?
No. Who told you anyways?
You did.
I don't remember admitting to that. I must have been drunk.
So how do I-
Regardless, I think it's better if we just travel on down the road and just keep up with the movement. No point in dawdling.
Agreed. Let's just keep our eyes out for something else like that.
Here's the real question though. Which group of those two, like the first single person or the two following afterwards, which one is the killer?
Probably the ones giving chase, if I had to guess, but
The horse.
of course it's the horse.
Core is
Which-
absolutely right.
There were 3 of them.
The horse.
I didn't know you guys went to that kind of bar.
So are we moving forward? What seems to be the plan?
I assume you guys
Yeah.
are walking and talking, and as you're having this
Yeah, that's what I assumed
conversation,
we were doing too.
the hoofbeats slowly, rapidly, have long since been gone, and now the sun is starting to get closer and closer to dusk. Are you guys planning anything for camping out for the night? Or just push through and see where you end up as quickly as you can?
I think since we left a little after noon or so, we have a good few hours of walking, but there's no reason we shouldn't be able to just pull off theoretically on the side of the road to just kind of skirt in a little bit more. We're
Yeah.
right against the mountains.
So
if we can just put it back to it.
I don't think we're that close to the mountains.
Not quite. You guys are going to be getting close to it. If you guys want, you could either plan to, push absolutely as far as you can tonight. Get later into it and then maybe have to start a little bit later, but you could make it into the shadow of the mountain or the foothills if you want. Or you could continue more of your leisurely, walking pace and just plan to pull off a little bit and find some clearing somewhere in the woods.
Oh, come on.
What's the aim?
I have no problem with a bit of a forced march.
I
Yeah.
have a problem with it.
My feet are used to the wear and tear.
Not only did I have to get up early and sneak back home after staying out late last night, but then we had to walk around a museum, and now walking here, like, I am so sorry, you guys.
I thought you were an adventurer.
At AC's heart, she's still a princess.
The adventuring stuff started when I met you guys.
Well, welcome to it.
Well, it was just A-Rod and I and some light B&Es.
I don't know, AC. I think heading for the foothills might be the call here.
I think
What are your
I think
numbers?
it'll be the best bet just for safety.
I'm so
Having something to our back.
Do you want me to carry you? You want a piggyback ride, AC?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you put yourself in that hole of yours? Can you just...
Not yet. I've been trying to stretch it out a bit, but
That'd be really helpful if you could just... not.
Am I stupid?
Just vanish for a little bit.
yep.
So is the plan then for A-Rod to stop venturing ahead and to piggyback a beloved dwell for a little bit?
Yep,
done.
I am. I'm doing it.
Alright,
Oil.
fair enough. So in that case, you are all nice and together. I love it. Nice, big, close, happy family. As you guys, the sun starts to set, but it starts to get darker well beyond that. As the shadow of this mountain is now starting to loom more and more. As you guys move closer and closer to this. Eventually the road itself starts to turn more rocky in some places, and there's little steps here and there to kind of keep this gentle slope you guys have been following a bit safer. You know, there's a couple of curved steps here, but it's nothing crazy, nothing hard for you guys. You know, a wagon might have a little bit of trouble on this path, but not you fine fellows. And eventually you do make it into the foothills, the mountain itself now definitely looming tall above you. What kind of camp are you guys setting up, out of curiosity? What does that look like?
Little fire in the middle.
Yeah.
Do we have tents and stuff?
Yep, we should
I
have.
do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use it, but I have one.
I have a bedroll and one fancy pillow.
Yeah, usually I just sleep on my bedroll.
Fantastic.
I have a 2-person tent, so I should be all right to let anyone sleep if they need cover.
Now, I believe the only ones with a passive perception above 15 is A-Rod and Shellshock, correct?
Yes.
Alright. There's one thing you notice is you guys kind of, you know, make yourself busy setting up this camp. You know, you get your tents up, you're building this fire, and you kind of like look across up towards the mountain. You can see not too far away, you know, lower in the mountain, probably about 50, less than 1 mile, we'll say, less than a mile away. There's a couple of other little campfires here and there. You can just barely make out the orange glow among the trees.
Is there? What does the area look like? Is it like lightly forested? Is it mostly plains and shrubs?
At this point it'll be plains and shrubs, but we're starting to get more like pine trees sort of thing. Going up this mountain, the trees are becoming more and more numerous. But down here in this kind of foothills, it's definitely more like plains and shrubs sort of thing.
Because of the light, I'd almost want to dig a hole and just lower the campfire
Yeah.
in the hole. Maybe
keep the
use
fire
the
low.
side
Make
of
a
my,
survival check.
and then also use my tent as basically like a, put it sideways, use it as line of sight, and just try and block off some of that light so it's less apparent that we're here.
I will definitely take a survival check for that fire. If anyone wants to help, you can roll with advantage.
Yeah, I'll help.
I
have a
would
six.
like to help,
Well,
but not in a
who-
way that actually helps.
yeah, who has good survival?
I have a book.
That's a
and I
19 for
pocketed
survival.
them.
See the black box.
And you're just kind of trying to give him a little bit of helpful, not helpful tips there. Hey, Assy?
Yeah, helpful but not helpful because like everything I'm telling them about is the chapter I'm reading about on Trenchfoot
Okay.
and how we should really make sure we change our socks.
You know, yeah, and you also have some helpful things like it helps if you hold the shovel by the handle. That sort
Yeah,
of thing,
yeah.
you know. Just the basics. Just the basics. But sure enough, it does seem as though he's able to dig this hole, rebuild the fire. He doesn't manage. He manages to not burn himself or anything like that, and the glow of your fire is greatly reduced. The next thing you guys do is you arrange your tents just a little bit, so there's a bit of a cloth wall between whatever remaining elements of light your fire might be putting off and whoever or whatever has fires up there in the mountains.
I'm more than comfortable taking the first couple of watches, depending on if you need to get some rest, AC.
I need to stay out for at least an hour because I've got something to do. And I break out my ritual book.
Alright, then I'll take first watch. And keep an eye out while you guys get some rest.
Alright. You can roll that, and then at the end of your watch, you can tell me who you want to wake up for the second, so on and so forth, sort of thing. So go ahead and roll a perception and tell me a little bit about how you're spending your watch.
Core.
I have to do that to every single one.
Of course,
Uh,
fuck you.
Do you have dark vision?
Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check. Because elf, dwarf, everything I wasn't certain about the kobold. I'll probably spend my watch piecing on the side with the campfires. So I'll kind of take I'll give the camp a wide berth, kind of stay out of the light, and just watch for any movement, listen for any
Are you trying to be
snapping up.
stealthy with this, or not really?
I will try and be stealthy, but I don't have any bonuses. But
I will take a perception and a stealth check from you then. Give me those rolls. Papa wants.
okay, I'm doing garbage in combat because I rolled a 15 for stealth, and then another nat 20 for perception. So 26 and a 15.
Nice.
It was, what again?
It was a 15 for stealth, and then a nat 20 for a 26 for perception.
Wow, you managed to really pull this off somehow. You know, you're, like you said, you're sticking more to the dark. You're not moving too much, and you're mostly just kind of hanging out by the tents, and you're moving from one side of them across to the other, and then every once in a while doing a bit of a larger loop around, keeping the light to your back and out of your eyes as you're doing this. It's weird, you know, this is one of the first times where you've actually been taking a watch instead of, you know, messing around with locks. You know, it's a decent break, you know, so you're feeling sharp, and you're definitely starting to enjoy your time outside. Couple of things that do kind of catch your eyes. You're definitely watching those fires up there. One thing that you notice is every once in a while, the fires seem to blink out. Not for a long time, just for like a second or two. Almost as if something is covering them or passing by in front of them. Whatever it is, it's probably big. That is the main thing that you're able to make out with that. Besides that, back the way you came. Also maybe around the mountain, the way you're going. You know, you're in these plains right now. The way you came, a little bit of forest, and the way you're going, especially as you get closer to the stream. You can see it from where you are. As you move out of these foothills, it's going to get denser in the forest. You can definitely hear things in there. You can hear howling. You can hear, every once in a while, what sounds like maybe it's a deer, maybe it's an elk. You can also hear, you know, a couple of like branches or things like that snapping off in the wood. It would mostly be regular sort of ambience you're used to hearing. But after being in town for as long as you have, and after being through the Thorn Forest and all of that, where sound was a little bit strange, everything just seems a bit more jarring, we'll say. But besides that, your shift seems to go completely fine. Nothing seems to happen. Who would you like to wake up for the second watch?
Just because...
I was staying up for a moment
Oh, go ahead.
because I have been waiting for us to camp for sessions now, so I can finally cast the Find Familiar spell.
Alright. Do tell me about that.
Well, I've got my ritual book out. Spend a decent amount of time setting up and then casting it. And I'm not sure exactly what creature. I just made a list of them
Well, you don't
based
have
off
to
of what
pick
the
one.
book says you can get. And we're going to see now. Okay, I get a owl.
An owl.
Yes.
Alright,
But how does it appear to me?
you tell me.
want-
This is
I,
completely up
I
to
want
you.
you to do it.
Alright, So, another thing that does kind of catch your interest, Shalashar, is as you're kind of having this, you're paying attention, you can also see Assy, who is set up relatively close to the fire. They seem to have made some sort of circle, you know. You've never seen them as a spellcaster, and they actually have a book laid out next to them. And they're using the little bit of the light here and there from the firelight just to kind of double check a couple of things, and they make a couple of corrections every now and again. They put some incest in it. They used a little bit of wood. Incense in it. Close. You caught it. A little.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of it.
Just a little bit of that.
That's not weird.
Just a
Is
tad.
incest against Twitch TOS?
A little bit of incense into the middle of this circle, and they actually use its stick and they light it. And it starts smoking at an alarming rate, and it starts to become blacker and blacker, and it starts to just kind of pool, but eventually it's not drifting up, it's just collecting in almost a orb above this pile of incense. And then suddenly it hoots. The wings flap, the smoke flies away from it, and what's left is, what color is your owl?
It is a lovely copper color, but the feathers across it are kind of like peacock feathers in the fact that they have eyes of green at the very ends of the feathers.
You got it, and that's the exact owl that you see, and it just kind of
Copper and green, it's a fey owl.
a fey owl.
Yep.
Alright, well, your owl appeared, hops around a little bit, and then it comes directly to you.
So it's a owl?
Kerr,
Yes.
you're dead to me.
I like dig in one of my pockets and I break off some meat and I like hold it out. Hello there. You have a name?
Kind of cocks its head at you. Takes the meat since it seems like you want it to take the meat, but besides that, it seems most like it's just waiting to see what it is that you want. You know, it's looking at this thing. It's very obvious to you that it's not an animal. It's focused. It's extremely focused on you. And there's a lot of intelligence behind those eyes. Just kind of turns his head the other way. Gives things a little
Salachal,
look.
Yes.
do familiars have names?
Do I look like a wizard?
You come from the place where, like, there's all of the wizards. I thought you would know
part
these
of
things.
archaeology, nerd, did you not understand?
Well,
I
I
spent
don't
my-
know. I
I
thought,
spent my
like,
time in dusty rooms under the mountain.
I'm sorry, I thought wizards were to young as masonry is to dwarves, you know? We all know at least a bit about it.
I'm a cleric who spent the better part of 700 years in dusty old rooms. I know of familiars. I know of liches. But that
But-
doesn't mean I'm intrinsically knowledgeable about familiars.
So you know about familiars.
Yeah, they exist.
Do they have...
As you're having this conversation, you've looked at it. The owl has caught onto this, and it's actually like, it's done a little like a hop and a little flap, and it's like moving towards you, Shalashar, and it's like just as focused on you now as it was on Assy. And every once in a while, it looks back at Assy, sees Assy's pressing the issue, and it's almost like flapping at you menacingly, trying to like puff itself up. Once in a while,
Okay,
it gives you a
well-
little threatening hoot.
You've got attitude, I like you.
Definitely spicy. But as far as I know, I could be completely talking out of my ass. Generally, familiars are created for you. So I don't think they come with a name unless they're sentient, and even if they're sentient. The point I'm trying to get at is I think you give it a name because it is special to you.
Well then,
What's the Elven word for spice?
nah, look at those colors. Clearly,
Yeah, but
she
Oh
is an
my God.
epidot.
I'll gesture to her, but she's a spicy bitch.
She's an epidot.
Well, there you go.
Dottie for short.
Dottie.
Yep.
Alright. Well, that Dottie has been created.
Is there any level up music to go along with it?
Not yet. Not yet. You guys still gotta do something. Anything else you'd like to do,
take
Assie?
Overwatch?
Oh, there you go.
As soon as everything kind of dies down, I'll probably go and get A-Rod, just for his ability.
Dot now.
What?
I have Dottie now. She and I can watch.
Okay. Well, A-Rod also has a bow, and there's shit up on the hill.
Yeah.
And can you throw your dagger 400 feet?
No. But apparently I can do this. And I want to focus like really hard so that I go a little cross-eyed and then blink and then like my eyes go white and like something changes in Dottie as I take control. And I like flap my wings like, and as an owl I'm saying like, see, isn't it cool? But it's just like hoot 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 hoot.
Well, you can't talk through it. You're technically talking to your own body. You don't control it, but you can
Okay.
command it and see through it. And when you do this, you don't see or hear to your own body. So like they go cross-eyed, their eyes go white, and then Assie's like, "Isn't this cool?" you watch them just go blind. Is basically what you see. Similar to Tala, you've seen Tala do it, but you know.
I'm still gonna wake up A-Rod. You can fly around as an owl. He can watch with the long pointy thing.
Oh, I'm definitely flying around as an owl.
And then Kirk can probably take up the last shift. So I'll try and make my way back to camp carefully, and then
Well, you're in camp. This is literally like right next to the fire.
oh, as I was already running back. Okay.
I am as in the middle of it as I can be.
Then I'll go wake up A-Rod. I'll kneel down and I'll shake him a bit.
Yeah, what? Huh, what? Are we dead? Did we get captured? What happened?
Correct.
Oh shit.
It's your turn for watch. While I was walking around, there's a little bit of movement over there towards the fires, and there was some sparse, intermittent periods of darkness where it's almost like someone was signaling, or there was someone walking in front of the fire, but it was about a second and a half between light, so it's either a very big creature or something's going on. So if you don't mind,
thanks
just
for-
keep and watch with AC.
Yeah, no problem.
And, wake up Kurt
Wait.
for last.
What's wrong with AC? What's going on over there?
I'll just kind of like move out of the way. Just like,
What happened? What?
I think she's lost her mind.
I knew
But
it
you
was
do
gonna happen
notice
sooner or
something
later.
you haven't seen before. There's now an owl circling above your camp.
Oh, I did not hang around to circle. I would have told my familiar, like, hey, let's go fly over the fires and come back.
Yeah, but he still has a super high. Avod can see it. Maybe not directly over, but you can see like there's now an owl that's like doing some weird stuff. You know, owls do not fly circles for no reason. That's not really their thing.
I'll keep my eye on the owl.
Also, be aware that owls are very stealthy by nature, so if you do want to do donuts in the park, you can.
I'll start my watch.
Alright, Give me that sweet, sweet perception check that you know I want. Deep, deep down.
18.
18.
I get to use the owl stats, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, baby. This is the only reason why I wanted this spell.
And where do you want to send the owl, by the way?
Like I said, we're gonna fly over the fires and come back.
Alright, so you want to head to the fires. What's
Yeah.
the speed of the owl?
60 feet flying,
Awesome, thank you.
+3 to perception, and advantage because it's seeing or hearing, I'm sure.
Yep.
Ooh. It's my first time rolling so high on a perception this game. That's a 22.
22. Alright. So, A-Rod, you get very similar description where there's like several sounds here and there coming from the woods around you. It's a bit startlingly loud, and you can also see those fires off in the distance. You can also see the owl heading that way. The owl itself, as it is now, we're going to take over from its perspective as it kind of passes over the trees, getting closer and closer to the mountain. What you're able to make out, it would be relatively difficult to make this out, but you have a very high perception, so what you see is quite a few fires, and it seems to be in a mouth of a cave. There's probably about 3 fires in total that you can see from up here, before you guys can only see 2 of them. A bunch of these trees halfway up have had all of the branches removed, so they only have the top half left. And surrounding these fires is several very large gray-skinned humanoids. A bunch of them are wearing simple garb, seems like 4 is stitched together, and they have several clubs here and there. Stone clubs, wood clubs, various implements that they're just kind of laying out here and there. Doesn't look like there's many. There's maybe 2 at each fire, and then there's also like another one who's currently like posted against the entrance to this cave. What languages do you speak, Assie?
A lot. English, Common, Elven, Dwarven, Thieves' Cant, and Primordial.
Got it. You don't recognize this language, as it just kind of grumbles, and it seems like they're having a decent conversation, A-Rod, besides that, is there anything the owl would like to do? Let's start with that first.
I don't know, like... Probably try to, like, figure out... I don't know. I don't know what the owl would do.
Well, you're able to, what did you tell it to do? Let's just start with that.
I told it, like, to do a flyby of...
Yeah, in that case, that's what it does. It flies
Yeah.
up there, it sees these. You see this for a little bit, and the owl is now starting to drop its wing and bank gently as it turns back towards you.
I do repeat everything that I see as I'm saying it once I get close. I'm like, oh shit, this is so cool. I can see everything.
A-Rod, you hear all of this. You're just kind of like trying to keep watch. You're like listening, and then you just hear like Assie, and Assie's like, "Oh my god, this is so cool."
Oh my god.
And
This is so lame.
it's like a walkie-talkie in one way. Can I get one more perception from that owl?
Right, I get advantage. That is only a 19.
Only a 19. There's one other thing you do notice as you are now starting to bank back down.
Okay.
You can see what seems to be another campsite that looks destroyed. Not too far. It's in between where these larger folk seem to be and where your group is. And you can see actually what seems to be 3 bodies. One of them is like it looks like it was picked up and like smashed against one of the trees. And you can see various weapons scattered around here. You can see, you know, these people weren't looted. It seems like they had a bad time, but there's a lot of things strewn around this campsite. It's probably about 30-minute walk.
Oh
if you
shit!
guys wanted
People
to
are.
get there.
There are people with their heads smashed in.
What?
Shit!
I'm like concerningly looking over my shoulder now.
Oh man, they're kind of close too. Like they gotta be like 45 minutes tops if they go slow. We should not have
Where?
pushed it. We are so close. We pushed it so hard, and now we are right here, and they are here.
Where? Who's here? What? What?
You hear none of this, Assy.
I hear none of it.
Yeah. Alright.
Once my familiar is within 100 feet of me, I'm going to tell it, I need you to do another loop. I need you to, like, stick on these guys, like, right on mice, but don't let them see you, Dottie.
Alright. So you want to spend the night just sending it flying?
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep track of where these guys
Yeah,
are.
I'll roll the stealth for your familiar, and besides that, I'll let you know if they do anything
I
particularly
got +3
noteworthy.
on that stealth.
Yeah, and +2 on your perception.
And, the owl also has flyby. So it does not provoke attacks of opportunity when leaving an enemy's reach. As long as it leaves flying.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Anything else you fine fellows would like to do, or?
No, I'm just gonna wake up Core. Alright. Core, it's time for your watch. It's time for your watch, buddy. I know pancakes. I know.
Watch? Yeah, okay.
What?
Alright.
You
Would I
good?
be able to notice the time enough
Oh.
to take myself out of this and go into a trance?
Yeah, whenever you want.
Okay.
The owl will let you know if it sees anything.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the hills, Cord. Alright?
Will do.
I would probably enter that trance then when the owl gets within 100 feet of me the first time and I send it out again.
Alright. Cool. You know the drill.
Bye. Do I?
Give it to me.
Okay. I'm gonna grab like a handful of rocks, and for my watch, I'm gonna climb up a nearby tree. Oh, hey, not bad. 17 on perception.
17 on perception. Again, with that, you'll get the similar description of you hear a couple of sounds here and there. As it's now started to get closer to the dawn hours, it's gotten a little bit livelier. You can hear birds at this point. A couple of bird songs are now starting to fill the air. But besides that, you don't really see much. You can see an owl that every once in a while seems to be doing like these loops, and it comes to your camp and then it flies off back towards the mountains. You're up long enough to see those fires start to go out as the sun starts to come up. The trees starting to turn golden as the light starts to spread up across this mountain. That's about it for you, though. You know, it's a nice, relaxing night, except for this strange little owl.
I'm mainly wondering if I should like pull out a javelin and try to get myself some breakfast.
Yeah, you could definitely. That would just be. You could even, if you're trained in survival, it could be a survival check to see if you're able to do some successful hunting.
Nah, they're pretty quick. I've tried before.
Alright. Anything
I will
else?
go. I will go down like near the end and like re-up the fire and get breakfast started though.
Alright. with that, the rest of the group will slowly start to wake up at this point, either on your own or by Cole at some point, as he gets to work, taking care of like the morning routine. You know, he starts to heat up your rations, takes care of his own kid, kind of gets everything nice tucked away, kneaded up and ready to go as you all wake up. No one died. Nothing bad happened this night. There's just been a couple of weird things noted here and there. Besides that, you guys are good to go whenever you want. It's the ball's in your court. You tell me what you'd like to do.
So, do
I think.
we want to go look at some dead bodies and smash skulls?
What did
Yeah,
you guys?
what was that all
I wasn't
about?
really listening, to be honest. What did you guys see last night in detail?
I didn't
I
see
saw an
anything.
Well, I was flying by on Dottie. By the way, everybody, meet Dottie.
Hello,
Children
Dottie.
Dot.
Oh, that's yours. Okay.
Yeah,
Good thing I didn't eat it.
you wanted to eat my familiar?
It looks tasty.
I spent. How does an orange and green, a copper and green owl look tasty?
Are you a
Yeah.
kobold?
Yes.
Hey, yo, talking shit about Grub.
I mean,
Whatever.
her is
Well, I was
literally
flying
different
by
species.
using her eyes. They were like, I don't. Oh man, what? How many people did I see, and what were they again?
You roll a knowledge check.
That's actually something I'm usually good at. Any particular type of knowledge?
I can just be plain knowledge, we'll say, so it could be history.
History? Okay. That is. Wow, not that good. +3, 9.
Like, they were big, but you don't know. They had gray skin, they were wearing some, like, hides and stuff.
I
Some
don't
sort
know.
of weird tribe.
They were big gray things in hide armor, and like they were. I don't know. This is my first time using a familiar. Okay, I haven't worked out all the kinks yet.
Alright, so you saw big things. Were they attacking the people?
I'm assuming yes, because they were hanging around a campfire with a bunch of people who had crushed skulls.
Well, were they currently attacking them, or were they just standing around?
They were standing around there after the fact, but at least 2 of them had blood on hands,
Two-
so, you know.
But it again, they're like 30 minutes away. You guys are 30 minutes away. Like, this is like the midway point between the two camps that you saw this destroyed camp in the woods.
Yeah.
As you were just passing by. So, it's in between you two.
So they were nowhere near them, but there's a camp of bodies.
But it
Close enough.
close.
Think what time is it right now? Like how high is the sun?
It's like 6, 7 a.m.
I think. If,
Or it could be
I think,
early if you want, but it's early.
I think if I had a preference, I'd like to get up. If there was a camp full of whatever they are over there, I think I would have liked to get up earlier, kind of get the day started. I think we should get a move on before the sun gets too high. Kind of make up ground, find a more advantageous position to either skirt them or get information. If they did attack them, if they're bystanders, I'd rather know what we're dealing with before we just walk into an ambush. So if we're gonna go look at the bodies, we may as well go look now before they know we're here.
They don't already know, but yeah. We should move quickly.
I don't think they know. If they did, I think they would have come down here.
Well, I'd rather they not find out unless we have the drop on them. So I'll start packing up my tent and bedroll and everything and kind of start putting my stuff away.
Okay.
I didn't unpack anything. I just slept under a tree, so good to go.
I did as much as like pulled my bedroll out of my pocket, but like it's folded up into a cushion more than anything. And I just like throw it over my shoulder back into pocket space.
Okay. So you guys kind of break camp, collecting your things, getting everything good and ready to go. And then which way would you guys like to head? Keeping around the mountain or what?
I think keep our backs to the mountain. Like, keep our left side to the mountain and just wind
Yeah,
around it.
Tried to skirt them.
Skirt, goddamn.
Alright, so we are avoiding the camp and whatever else was up in those mountains.
I think we do want to check out the camp. We'd like
Yeah,
to stay
I
as close to the mountain, probably venture out to the camp and then back and then continue.
Okay, so quick
Make
little
out pit stop.
foray into this mountain to find the destroyed camp, figure out what's going on there, sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
And I'm gonna have
Hey,
I'm gonna
Rob.
have
Yeah.
my owl now.
Can you and AC, as we approach, can you check for any traps, anything that looks out of place?
That's wise. That's why we keep you around.
I was
wanna
gonna
walk
be
into
doing that
anything.
anyways.
Well ahead of ya.
At least vocalizing our plan always helps.
Helps me at the very least. Alright, and besides that, you guys are approaching the same way, but anyone that wishes to be stealthy, please make those stealth checks for me.
I'm sneaking ahead a bit, and I've got the owl circling,
Oh,
being told to like let us know if there's anybody.
I will
else in-
roll for the owl.
I got a 16 for stealth.
28.
Wow.
Alright,
Yeah,
I'll
it was
go
a
fuck
nat.
myself.
It was a nat 20.
Damn.
Wait for the combat, and I'm gonna roll a nat 1.
Cole, what did you get?
That's what I'm expecting.
I also got a 16 at disadvantage. Wow.
I've got a 19.
Awesome.
Jesus Christ.
Hell
okay.
yeah. Everyone's rolling fucking
Alright,
gold this.
and then I will
It's-
get perception checks from the two that are looking for traps.
Got it.
Everyone else, I'm just gonna use your standards, your passive perceptions. You know what I'm saying?
21.
21.
If I was with you, it'd actually be good. It's only 5.
5. Alright. As you're working a little bit too hard, like looking at the owl, and you're like, do I look through its eyes? Do I not look through its eyes? And every once in a while, you kind of like disorient. You know, you're like, you're adjusting to it still, right? It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's like when you first start driving shift and stick, and you
But the
too many
rest of
things
you,
to touch.
start heading towards this camp. All of you getting closer and closer. A-Rod, you're up ahead, so you're going to be the first one that gets there. And this is going to be the general description for pretty much everyone as you arrive. So you get here and you kind of scope it out a little bit. You know, you're not rushing into it, you're taking it slow. You're looking for traps. You don't see any traps. But, make a survival check for me very quickly, because you do notice something. Or medicine.
Or medicine?
Survival or medicine.
Oh, I'll probably do medicine then. 14.
14, alright. There seems to be 5 bodies around this area. One has been smashed against a tree, but he's been like hit with such force that even though the head's gone, the body is still hanging from the tree, even though it's not impaled. You know, whatever's left of his skull has been like pushed into this tree, and he's just kind of dangling there, lifeless. No one's wearing like super fancy armor or anything like that. There are a couple of other bodies here and there. Most of them look like they've kind of died closer to the outside of this camp, and they're all arrayed in such a way that it looks like they were either running towards something or getting ready to run away from something. Their tent has long since collapsed. Their fire as well has been seemingly smashed over. There's quite a bit of ash covering most of this camping area. But you do see quite a few useful items. You see some weapons you haven't seen before. You see probably like 2 things of leather, 1 thing of studded leather, and another thing that seems like some sort of splint mail or something like that on one of them. But the main thing that kind of catches you is all of the injuries are a little strange. You know, one guy looks like he was smashed into a tree hard enough that he became one with it. One of them looks like they were gashed open very badly. Another one looks like their head was removed. Whatever came through here, or whatever things came through here, seems like it has a variety. It's spoiled for choices, really, in whatever happened. You'd need to get closer if you wanted to see anything beyond that, but looks like they were mostly like gashed or cut, except for the guy that was splattered across the tree.
Well, first things first, I'm taking that studded leather.
For weapons, just so you know,
Can I start rummaging through pockets?
there's a couple of weird things here. There is some sort of axe that looks like it has a beard on it. There is a comically large sword. Yeah, we'll go with those. Those are the 2. And if you guys want to look at those, I will put the stats for these 2 weapons into the Discord.
When we're talking about comically large, sorry, Aaron, are we talking about like Guts Berserker sword? Like literally just a mass of fucking iron?
Yes. And I will also, these have custom properties, including colossal and hooking properties on them. So I will also list what those do, if you guys are interested in that.
Would the axe...
They are both martial weapons.
Okay.
Cool looking axe though, check it out. It's got a little beard on it.
Yeah,
I know, it's
you
You
can
like that?
actually use it for disarming attacks and stuff like that.
I mean, kind of.
Do you want it?
So you guys all just kind of gathering into this campsite, you know, starting to take a look around at
I'm
things.
stripping that studded leather and taking it for myself.
Okay.
He isn't
You
using
know
it
who
anymore.
would probably work better for, though? Cool.
Who?
I'm actually really tempted to take the Colossus sword because I have the strength for it, but at the same time, my axe is better.
I
It's
wish
just
I could use the sword, but
what's your strength out of character?
15.
Okay. Yeah, we have the same strength.
Yeah, no, it's the fact that it's a large weapon and I'm small. Therefore,
Oh yeah, you're fucking 1 foot too. Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
that would be automatic disadvantage on every single hit.
Yeah, but the unadulterated amount of fucking terror you would strike into their hearts when you're carrying a sword that's bigger than you are, you're like, I'll fuck you and I'll fuck your mom.
I don't know.
If something this tall comes walking with a sword 8 times its length, I'm not fucking with it.
Regular longsword is bigger than him.
Yeah, but it's a colossal hammer.
I think the axe might be a good choice for Cole. I can't even pick up that sword to throw it in my pocket.
There are other weapons. There's also, you know, a plain old short sword here. There's a long sword. There's a mace and and what seems to be a round shield. And there's also a holy symbol. Like the guy that had his head become one with the tree. There's a mace and a shield on the floor. He has a holy. Don't laugh at that. That's bad. I'll give you a description of each body if you guys want. You can let me know what you want to do with them. So,
I want to know what's in their pockets.
I'll start. You can tell me what you want to take. So I'll start with the guy against the tree. There's a mace and a shield that are on the floor in front of him. He seems to have some sort of holy symbol, kind of like dangling from what was his neck. You know, now it's just kind of there. His robes were white at some point. They've definitely become stained over time, and they've definitely turned more brown. He has a pair of nice, decent sort of leather boots, but doesn't seem like he had any pockets. There is, a couple of backpacks here, and the backpacks will just say like your standard adventurer's kit, a scholar's kit, dungeoneer's kit, that sort of thing. One of the other people that's like face down in the ground, that was the closest to the colossal sword, he had some splint mail on. He also had a pair of very clean looking boots of some sort. Didn't look like he really had much else, but whatever got to him looks like it completely rendered, and there's like 3 large bloody streaks that seems like it just went clean through the armor. This guy seemed to be elvish, by the way. Guy on the tree, no clue. Third guy, he was the one with the bearded axe. He also had a dirk by him, or a dagger. He seemed to be human. He had his hair in quite a few braids, but his head is currently a little bit away, down the road, and he had the studded leather. Very decent sort of cloak. It looks like he had a bit of like Sigwolf influence on like the kind of way he dressed, where it was all like greens and browns sort of thing. Another person had a bow. Looks like they were just stabbed or something like that. It would probably be a short bow. They have a quiver that's well stocked. Looks like they only got a couple of shots off. There's probably about 50-ish arrows left. They had just plain leather. Nothing too crazy on them, but there is also a coin purse with 15 gold pieces. They were actually the only one with any sort of money on them. And the last one was also wearing leather armor, and it looks like they just had a long sword across their back, and they also had a short sword kind of like tucked off to the side.
Well, I'm taking that dagger for starters.
Okay.
I'll snag the arrows in the quiver and just put the new quiver on my hip.
And how much gold was it again?
15 gold pieces.
15 gold?
I would not mind if there's like shields, any short sword stuff like that. If I could find a way to snag those, I can at least sell them.
Yeah,
Melt
like
them down.
there's
You're
long sword, short sword, there's a mace.
not here yet, are you?
You guys are all kind of here at this point,
Okay.
unless, you
You
want
guys
to
were
like,
just checking for traps.
warn them away and be like, no, don't, stay away.
Oh no,
I
danger!
wanted to grab the gold before they did.
Yeah, you
'Cause you're
can
goblin.
definitely, you can go for it.
I want to do that because I gave away just about all of my money to the kids.
Fuck the kids. My money.
And none of the dance competitions came with cash
But
prizes.
Ava, you make yourself busy taking the studded leather armor as well, correct?
I mean, he's not using it anymore.
It should be serviceable. There's just a slight sort of hole here and there, but could be easily
I'll make it
patched.
work.
Not too bad.
And snagging that quiver.
So that's the guy that lost his head. The armor is actually in good condition. His
Oh,
head's-
perfect.
yeah, you're good. Perfect. Upgrade.
So I got a new quiver and some better armor. Now
Might
I'm
need-
rocking
Just
2
might need a
quivers.
little cleaning.
Yeah, it's a
That's
little
all.
cleaning. It's okay.
How
Rinse it
much
off in
gold
the
can
river.
I get?
I'll take the axe if no one else wants it.
Go for it.
Here, there you go, bud.
I think we should bring the colossal sword with us too. I don't know
Who's gonna
why
carry
yet,
it?
but
I mean, I have the strength capacity. Like I have the. I'll attach it.
The muscle mass for it.
It's only 12 pounds, anyways. Right?
It's all
Am I-
yours.
Am I illiterate?
Anything else you guys would like to do?
How much
make-
rope can I find?
Between all of the packs, you can probably find like 3 different lengths of 50 feet each.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye out while they do all of that.
200 feet then.
Make a perception check for me, my friend.
Ooh, 7.
7. Alright, fair enough. As you're looking on again, not really too much to see, but you are able to like make out a couple of tracks here and there. Looks like there's actually quite a bit of foot traffic that's come through here. Some of them are really large boots. probably big enough that if you were to lay down in, you could actually fit inside of some of these footsteps. But yeah, that's the main thing that kind of like catches your attention.
Yeah, I'll point out those. Yeah, that's not a good sign.
No, we should probably wrap up and get moving.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else here of note, I agree. We should get back to the shadow of the mountain.
Okay, if that's what you guys want to do. So that you strip one body, grab a couple of items here and there, mostly leave things close to, you know, how they were. You know, you don't disturb too many things. Take a look at these little footsteps and head on out, correct?
Do they have anything else fun in their pockets, like dice or cards or...
Make an investigation check. And do you want to check all of them, or do you want to just pick one quickly?
Well, when I was going through looting them, I would have done this.
Well, you've only really like looted one. Like, you guys haven't taken a lot of time here. You've kind of
Okay.
come through, you've stripped someone. So you tell me, do you want to
Whoever
take
has
time?
the gold.
All right, that one. Got it.
Yeah. That's 12.
12.
Just anything weird, or cool, or interesting.
So you quickly grab this coin purse and you take a bit of a closer look at their belt. You know a couple of places, so you actually like kind of pull the belt away a little bit and you check on the inside. On the inside of his belt, you are able to find a deck of cards that he seems like he had kind of stashed in there. And also, bundled with it, there's like a note that's kind of been tied in there and it's like fastened together with a little bit of twine.
Okay, I'm grabbing the cards and the note. Just tucking it away for later.
Alright, chuck that away.
Yeah.
And besides that, back onto the road, is it?
Yep.
Alright, who
Yeah,
wants to
past time
roll
leave.
encounters today? I need 2 people.
I'll make a roll.
And what roll's that, sorry?
Encounter, so just a d20.
8.
Just show me what you got.
You rolled and did you roll, Arod?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so it's an 8 and 18. I got an 18.
An 8 and an 18. Alright, so as you guys finish kind of looting around this, you quickly fall back into the similar formation you guys were in yesterday. You start skirting the mountain once again, skipping your camp a little bit to just make up a little bit of that ground and keep going. You know, you got places to be. I am going to get a perception check from Arod, as again, you were always there, and we'll also get one from Assy, we'll say, since you didn't roll encounters.
Can it
21.
be for my familiar doing the patrolling?
Are you blind walking this entire time?
No.
Then no. I will roll your perceptions thing for you, and I'll always let you know if something comes up.
That's a 0.
You are
Maybe
like...
I am using my familiar's eyes.
The problem that you have, right, is like you're, for some reason, trying to like get into this deck of cards, but it's like sealed. You don't know why, but like you're so focused on trying to get into this without like ruining it. It's like one of those weird little obsessions, and you're like, what the hell's going on here? Takes the majority of your day. We'll say. Sorry. But the rest of you do continue. Still nice early into the day. What did you get, Arod?
21.
21. Jesus Christ. I don't
Yeah, I'm
wanna do
having good rolls
I don't
today.
want to do combat today. You're gonna, if this continues.
Well, it's gonna start
We're
to
gonna die
turn.
horribly.
One shot.
Yeah, we're all
One shot.
TPK'd.
Alright. Eventually, you guys make your way back to the road, as that's the quickest way to make time. the mountain where the fires were is now starting to, you get to the other side of it. It's no longer a problem. You start to feel a little bit safer. But as always with these roads, when you're usually following them, there's usually stuff in the way. And A-Rod, once again, up ahead, you can see something off in the distance. It seems to be a carriage. It's just like stopped in the middle of the road, and there's like a couple of shapes in the road in front of it, and you can also see a couple of arrows embedded in the ground around the bodies.
Alright, I'll throw up the halt signal.
You gonna throw gang signs at us?
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna get in touch with AC. Be like, hey, get your head out of the note for a second. Check it out.
Not even looking at the note, just the box. The fuck?
Yeah, I haven't managed to figure out how the box is opened yet.
A little embarrassing. I'll promise not to tell anybody.
So, well, it's
It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to justify yourself.
no. I mean, look at it, okay? Like it's.
Well,
got the hinge.
well, that's great, but we got a problem. We got a problem now.
I'm trying to fix the hinge.
Forget about the hinge. Look ahead.
Oh, what?
Somebody just got ambushed.
Are you
See?
saying this with the message? With
Oh yeah, but
Here, right?
My hand.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had here.
Okay, so presumably I could hear this.
Hold my
Maybe-
hand.
Yeah, I mean, I figured me and her are usually up front, so.
I'm just gonna kind of open up my gate a little bit more and walk a little closer to you. Possible could be an ambush.
Yep.
It's an ambush.
Hold my
That's
hand.
what we just said. Yeah.
I stuff my hand in somebody else's, and I focus in on Epidot, and do a couple of swoops.
okay.
They have advantage because keen
I'm
hearing
aware.
insight.
I'm aware.
I just like saying it.
I'm aware. I'm aware again. Looking through your owl's eyes, you kind of get a little bit closer to this than everyone else. From what you can make out, there seems to be 3 bodies that are laying in the ground and a couple of arrows here and there. Seems like all of them at some point were struck by an arrow and they just kind of fell. The card itself, very, very nice. It's not over the top, but it's definitely a nicer sort of thing. It has carvings adorning most of it. It's dark wood. The curtains are blue, actually, in the window, and it seems like it would have been able to have probably enough to fit 4 people, but there are no horses. The horses are long gone at this point. Around the bodies, you can see what seems to be a couple of weapons here and there. All of them, like, within hand's reach, or some of the bodies still, again, holding the weapons.
Can I... where the carriage is, how many leads are there?
Probably looks enough that you could put 2 horses, or 1, maybe? It actually has, like, this weird thing where, like, you can't see it. You'll need to get there, sorry. But there's...
'Cause I'm
looking
thinking-
at it, there's something funky going on, and it looks like it could be, like, messed with.
Because I'm thinking about the 3 people that passed us on horseback yesterday.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird, hey?
It's like,
Crazy. What are the odds?
continue.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The couple of bodies here looks like they fell with their weapons in hand, sort of thing. And the carriage itself, doors are closed. Seems like it was mostly unharmed, except the horses have been set free.
Do I see any sign of something like sitting in ambush nearby?
Doesn't seem like it.
Epidot,
Clear.
Epidot doesn't see anything,
I'm gonna draw my shield.
but it's a destroyed carriage.
I'm gonna draw my shield and I'm basically gonna take the dodge action, so I'm just gonna kind of move with the intent of dodging if I have to.
Get out the way!
And I want to go inspect the bodies.
Okay.
I'm gonna stealth out into the woods and just lay in wait in case there is an ambush
I'm
coming.
gonna ransack the carriage,
I'm curious about the angle of the arrow's entry.
and I want to see if there are any traps set on the carriage before I open that door.
Okay, so who's going first? Who's the first into the space, and what are you doing?
I want to go look at the angle of
I
entry in the bodies for the
I think
arrows.
I would get in there first. I think I have a higher dexterity than you.
Alright, well,
You're also looking through the eyes of your owl.
I was.
well, he's
and
not
then I
going
would've given
directly
you
up there.
guys
He
your
just wants to
fear.
see the arrows. He's asking for clarification as he moves closer. It looks like the arrows are like mostly up and down, or like slanted slightly. It looks like they were either shot from on high or from a great distance.
Okay,
And
that's
enough
what I
that
wanted.
some of them have out directly up, or they've landed this way.
Is
But it's
there
kind of
anything-
like some of this way, some of this way. It could come from either side of the path.
Is there anything? Because you said we're around pine trees. Is there anything of relative distance? Like I know we're in the shadow of the mountain, kind of, but short of that side, is there any other place that would be feasible to be attacked from?
That could be a survival or perception check. Or investigation.
Take a guess.
You tell me.
That's a 22 for perception.
22. Not really. Maybe up in the trees, you know. It would really depend on the kind of bows that these people had, and you don't have that. So the best you could have is maybe they were up in the trees, but it wouldn't really make sense to like volley fire up from the woods. They would need to have a clear line of sight from on high to get them onto the road. But you don't hear or see anything moving in the trees. So who is going first into this, and what would you like to do?
Checking for
I'll-
traps.
Okay.
Alright, both of you?
And
Well, I was gonna just stealth out to the side just to lay in wait in case there is an ambush.
So you just want to move off and just kind of watch Assi as Assi goes in?
Yeah,
Alright, do you want
and
to
I'm
hold...
just doing it stealthily.
Alright, Assi, what's your approach?
I'm sneaking in there, and I'm going to start checking for traps, and I'm gonna ransack that carriage first, because to me that seems like
So you want to
most
get to the
obvious
carriage
place set
ASAP.
some sort of a trap.
So you carriage ASAP is your plan.
I feel like if anybody is hiding there to jump out and cup us gently from behind, they're gonna be in the carriage.
Alright. Cole, Shalasha, what are you two doing?
I would like to approach the area. Once again, shield draw and dodge action. Just be ready.
Alright. And are you moving
I
up
want-
with Assi, or...
Yes. I'd like to kind of inspect the area, make sure that there's nothing else. Keep my ears out, and then help loot if there's anything worthwhile that we can split with the party.
Alright. And Cole?
I'll flank them and provide cover.
Alright, so you're saying the farthest back.
No, I'm flanking them, like right up with them.
Oh, so you just want to be at the back. And are you looking towards the cart, or are you looking more towards the road, sort of thing?
Half an eye on the cart door, other half on the road.
Alright. Fair enough. Alright. Who do we want to start with? Shalashal or Assi? You guys tell me. Where shall we begin?
Assi being real handsy, so she can go
Alright.
first.
So, Assi, you approach this cart. You kind of step over the bodies. Can you make an investigation check for me?
I don't trust it. That's an 11.
An 11.
Yep.
Looking over it, like, this cart is unharmed. There isn't any arrows in it, nothing. And you look over, like, the seam of the door, and it's very nicely crafted. You know, someone definitely put some love and some attention into this. And you can't see any place where there could be any traps. Besides that, you know, there is, you know, just a door and a curtain. You could reach in and move the curtain. You can open the door if you want. You could walk around the other side. What's kind of your approach as you get up to this thing? And you think, quick little look over it, you think it is pretty safe to handle.
Is the cart like on its side or still standing up?
It's still
properly?
standing.
Okay, I'm gonna move so then I'm like behind where the door would open. And I have my owl like sitting down across from where the door opens. I'm just gonna fling it open and look through their eyes with a blade in my other hand.
Fling it open and seems empty. Inside, same kind of color of the curtains where they just have some nice, lovely cushions.
Oh, sure, there was gonna be somebody in there.
You know, you could take a look under the seats or stuff if you want, but Shalashar, you watch as Assi opens this. What are you doing?
Actually, I wanted to check for any secret compartments or anything in there if,
So
Assi
you
doesn't
want to
want-
move up to the cart as well, now you see the doors open?
Yep.
Nice.
That's what I was
That's
gonna
that.
be doing next.
Okay.
I was gonna get to the ransacking portion of the
Cole,
ransacking.
how close do you want to be? Are you following them as well, or are you still keeping your watch? Same with you, A-Rod, is like this thing has been flung open, and it's open. You know, everyone's starting to move towards the cart at this point.
if AC's gonna be doing it, then I'll still, I'll walk around the circumference. Once she's finished inside, then I'll take a look.
Okay.
So I'll probably be like 15, 20 feet away, just kind of walking around inspecting.
Cool. Hey, Ask, can you make a deck save for me?
And now the ones come.
Dex save is +5, so 14.
14. So, you open this thing, you take a look inside, you think it's good, and as soon as you move in front of the door and you stand up, you watch as this figure appears in front of you. He has what's almost like a sleeveless trench coat, and it's like white and has blue things all over it. He has a belt, and in this belt, he has just wands stuffed into it. And as soon as you open, there's just a wand in your face as this half-elf gentleman appears in front of you, and he goes, "Ah!" And you just get blasted in the face with this very thick glue. And as you go flying out, and when you hit the ground, you are glued to the ground. And you guys see Assi is now there, hands covered, chest covered, glued to the ground. Can everyone quickly roll initiative?
I'm still stealth, by the way.
You would be.
Oops. I don't know where that went. Ooh. Oh, fuck.
21.
I will ask you guys in just 1 second. Let me just roll these. 20 to 25.
20.
21.
21. So we have Aaron and then Cole. Assi, what did you get? And Cole, what did you get?
19, 20, 21.
Charlotte, what did you get?
13.
Oh, you ruined it. You could have been 18.
13.
Oh, I need to roll
So-
for Epidot too.
They'll just share your initiative, kind of. It's a familiar.
It said on the thing that they rolled their own.
Yeah, but it can't attack. It does touch spells through you. Familiar can't fight, so, like, it's fine.
And they just take the dodge
And you don't
action.
have any touch spells, so it's fine.
Nah, but the owl has flyby and can give the help action. That's all I need. I was hoping for bad because blindsight, but owl's nice too.
Alright, 1 second. I'm just quickly writing these other things down, and then we'll be good. So, Ava, do you want to go first, followed by Cole, followed by Assi? Be ready with your turn, just 1 second. Alright. Avod, you get to go first. as you watch as Assy suddenly just gets blown out of the cart, and they just land, on their back, and it seems like they're like having trouble standing.
Usually I would roll with that.
Now, you can also kind of see this figure, and he currently still has his wand pointed, and he just like blew her out of the cart. But it is your
Yep.
turn.
Well, it is time to cast arrow. And, is this assassinate? He has no idea I'm there.
We'll find out if you hit, but yeah, it doesn't seem like he would know you're here.
It's the 20, dirty.
That's what you got?
Yeah, does it hit?
A dirty 20?
Please tell me that hits.
It would, but you watch
Oh.
as your arrow comes towards you, and he like throws his cloak up, and like the wall of force appears like a shield. And your arrow just kind of instead hits his cloak and falls to the side.
Damn it. Alright. Gonna do this the old-fashioned way. I'll draw my rapier and start to make my way down there. No stealth. I'm gonna take the dash.
Okay. To lay this out then, we will say, how far did you want to be away from this?
I mean, not terribly far, but like I was a decent, like I wasn't like right up on them. I usually try to use my bow, so.
Alright, so we'll say you had like the minimum effective range for your bow then.
Sure, yeah.
Sure, and what range is that? Do you happen to know?
It just says 150 and then 600.
So you are 150 feet away then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd go that far, but we can call it 100.
Welcome to bows. Yeah, we'll say 100 this time. Alright, so then you'll be able to move 60, so you'll be 40 away at the start of your next turn. As
Yep,
you,
okay.
Start booking cheek. Cole, you're up, followed by Assy. Assy, you'll need to make a strength check on your turn, so just be aware of that.
I'm gonna run up somewhat closer to him and just be like, whoa, wait, we're not bandits.
Alright, so you use defuse.
Attempting to.
Alright. Assy, we get to your turn.
I imagine that I landed in a way that would usually allow me to roll with the landing. So I'm kind of a bit of a donut.
Okay.
And it's like the back of my neck, shoulders, and my knees are stuck to the ground.
You're like folded in half.
Yeah, like I was planning to roll and pop back up. But
Can you make a strength save to try to break free of whatever this is?
I want Epidot like grabbing onto the belt of my pants and trying to pull me through that roll.
Okay.
So the familiar uses help.
Okay.
Ooh, that is a 14.
14. It's not like you're so close to getting there, but there's just like the owl starts flapping and like you start to move and then it just kind of like slips for a second and you fall back into it. Like you're right there, but you didn't quite make it out. Then we get to this fine gentleman, and he quickly like puts this one away, grabs another one and points it towards you, and he goes, "Not bandits, hey? And yet you've wandered into the midst of this." Looks like he's holding his action as well. Shalasha, you're up next, but you notice that the bodies around you start standing up, and the arrows they had, they were just like holding in place, or they were in the ground next to them. And as they stand up, they draw their weapons, and right now one of them has stood up, and they have like pointed their sword towards you. There's two others still like getting up, but they're not up yet, and it is your turn. This one does like point her sword towards you, and she goes, don't think about it.
Towards me?
Yeah.
Think about it.
I'm going to hold my action to cast a spell on the boy with the wands?
Can you see into the coach right now? You might need to move if you want to do that. You tell me. If you want to be in there, you can. But be
Well, I
aware,
was,
you did just see Ashley go flying. So if you can see him, he
yeah,
can
'cause
see
I
you.
told you I was circling the perimeter of it.
That's why I'm saying you would need to move to see him, unless you want to say, I'm there, I can see him. You just have to
I would have been there
clarify
to see
that
him.
out. Alright. Good to know. So you're holding a spell to cast.
Yes.
Alright. The other two get up. Sorry?
Wouldn't
With
his ass
my
have gotten blasted by me then?
Would have, but that's fine.
I mean, I was like 15 feet away.
We'll get him on the
Okay.
next one. It's alright. This
But,
one I
um,
should have clarified.
Incapacitated.
With my free action, I'm gonna be like, what's the problem? Can we talk about this?
Alright. So you're also doing that. The other two stand up as well, and they've also gotten out their weapons. The figures you can see around you now, there is the finely dressed man, seems to be half elven. Nice hair, nice kind of outfit. This woman that is currently pointing a rapier towards you, she's wearing, again, nicer clothes, has a little bit of leather here and there. She also seems to be half elven. There's a very large orc who is currently hefting a really big crossbow, and then in his belt he has what seems to be like an array of throwing axes. And then there is another, what seems to be elf, or maybe
And-
half-elf figure. It's hard to tell because he doesn't have ears, but he has
the
very
orc-
fine features.
Can the orc load wands into his crossbow?
You'll need to ask him. And they've also, like, one of them has moved towards Assy, and it's the orc with the crossbow, and he's, like, pointing it at her. The other one is, like, looking at, Ko's back, but none of them have spotted you yet, A-Rod. And it is your turn. You're 40 feet away.
Yay! I'm gonna bust back into stealth now that I saw all these people get up. The situation has changed.
I begin with stealth. Alright, you can make your stealth. Ko, you're up next, followed by Assy. What else would you like to do, and what did you get for your stealth?
26, and I will hold my action to see what happens. I can see them kind of talking, like no one's really overtly hurt anybody yet, so I'm just gonna stay hidden and just hold my action to attack.
What are you holding your action for? I need a trigger.
Oh, if one of them attacks.
If one of them attacks. Alright.
Except the wizard dude, because he already blocked one of my arrows, so I'm gonna look at the other guys.
Alright, you got it. So you kind of like slink back a little bit, put your rapier away, pull your bow out, knock another arrow, and you're just kind of like getting ready.
Just gonna sit.
Cool. You do also like see this dude with no ears moving up behind you as well. He's not exactly threatening. He doesn't have like any big weapons. He's wearing like the most normal looking clothes out of any of them. Seems almost like just traveler's clothes.
I'm gonna say to all of them, no, we're not bandits. We just saw the cards and decided to check it out and see what was going on. If you do attack us, though, we are going to defend us very well. And I'd like to use my Heart of Darkness feature.
Okay, what does that do?
As per verbatim, those who look into your eyes can see that you have faced unimaginable horror and that you are no stranger to darkness. Though they might fear you, commoners will extend you every courtesy and do their utmost to help you, unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. They will even take up arms to fight alongside you should you find yourself facing an enemy alone.
Oh, from Ravenloft, hell yeah.
Okay. You got it. Assy, we get to your turn. You can make another strength save if you want to, but now that so you kind of fall back into the glue, and now you're looking between your legs basically, and now you just see a very large crossbow pointed at your face.
I'm gonna, as I'm struggling and like I still am my familiar helping me again. Be like, we're looking for a fucking ambush after that shit we saw earlier, and no one thought to check the bodies. That's a 9 with advantage.
So at
The
this
other was a 1.
at this point, you start to like shift a little bit, and this guy just kind of gently pushes down on like the back of your knees to like push you back into it.
Like, please stay.
Yeah, you just
If
yell.
you want me to keep my knees up here this long, you've gotta buy me dinner.
Alright, then we get back to the man in the cart. And at this point, he's just kind of like looking over you guys and goes, how many of there are you?
Don't you do it.
Right, we can kind of soft drop initiative here to have a bit of a conversation if you guys want, but like he does
It's
call
only
this
us.
out.
It's only us. I don't have my weapon drawn yet. I just have my shield in my left hand, so I'm just like,
Enough to give you a very, very bad day if you force us to.
can we
Crux,
talk about this?
what are we thinking? And the oak just kind of like grumbles something. Do any of you speak oakish?
Yes.
Yes. You hear Crux, and he speaks in a very kind of brutish voice, and he just goes, well, it's 1 down, 2 here. I don't know if it's worth it, boss. And this high, half-elf speaks again. Well, in that, we can probably just go our separate ways. Continue down the path. We'll continue our way. We've lost our horses. But if this is no harm, no foul, there's no harm, no foul, right?
Did you have 3 horses by chance?
Maybe.
And I'll gesture down the road to where I came from. Yesterday, out of character, it was probably just before sunset, right? Like 5, 6 o'clock.
It was pretty early in the morning.
We were still on the road.
It was
at
the first thing you guys ran into
Oh, the first thing?
when you left around like noon. So it was probably like 1 p.m. basically when the horses came running past.
3 figures went bolting down the road past us just after high noon. So, not certain where they're going, but that's where they're headed.
Well, good to know. Alright, well, collect that one. So you can pull her, use an ass to get her out of that, and just continue on your way.
Thank you. And I'll kind of like give a little half bow towards him, and as much as I'd like to make it like an elvish kind of bow. And then I'll head off to wrench the sticky one out.
And the other two at this point have like backed up, and they haven't like grouped up, but they've fanned out farther away from you guys, but they're still staying, 10 to 15 apart from each other and just like watching you guys as you do this.
So I'm going to I'm still going to have my shield out, and I'm going to be ready to take the dodge action. But otherwise, I want to go over and try and pick AC out.
Okay. So you collect your dwell. At this point, we'll just say, it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of tugging and pulling, but eventually, as you are extracted from this, the outfit is going to need some sort of attention. Whatever this was, it stinks. It does not smell good. It's almost like rotten eggs, but not
It's
quite that bad. If you were to like really get in on sniff on it, you'd be like, Jesus Christ.
Is there anything we can do to get rid of this?
What do you mean this?
And I'll like just gesture to the sticky.
Oh, that? Throw it out.
Just throw out the whole ass 12.
Or the outfit, but yeah, 12 too.
Can you get it off with acid? Is it water soluble?
I mean, acid would, but what do you think that would do to the cloth? If it's magical, you're fine, but, like, come on, who has that?
You are not putting acid on me.
No, I was just gonna throw you out.
I spent 3 days repairing these after we fucked around in Thorn Bluff.
Right. Tell you what. I could clean it, but it's expensive.
I swear.
What are we talking?
Call
I
it
don't wanna-
gold.
You know what? For the sake of it, I'll just reach in and just flick him a gold.
Right,
I don't want to deal with that.
Right, he's gonna like walk over to you, pulls out a different wand, and just kind of like quickly goes like this, like he's like, you know, like those tied to go pens.
Oh,
He basically does that to you, but it works really well, unlike a tied to go pen. Shots fired.
Lost a sponsor.
Damn it!
Tide
is
won't
never gonna
sponsor us.
sponsor
Yeah,
us.
they'll never
Goodbye,
sponsor
Tide.
us now.
If you want to change my opinion, you know where to find me.
All right.
I don't know what the treasure.
I'll raise my voice a little, just like 1 or 2%, just like a little higher, and I'll kind of try and project out, like I'm trying to talk to people on the other side, where actually I'm just trying to raise my voice so A-Rod can hear me.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go.
Yeah.
I will not appear. I will put my bow and arrow back and just see that everything's cool, but I'm gonna stay stealth in the woods.
All right. Well, good luck on the road.
Well, thank you. Good luck to you too. Careful when you're approaching, these sorts of things. Glad,
Never know.
glad this didn't quite come to blows, but
Yeah, I made the mistake of thinking these guys were helpful.
I think we
Check
would have won.
possible
Though, I'm just
ambushes.
saying.
Cover enough of us in that gunk, and I may have just killed myself.
That he just kind of gives you like a wink, gives you a head nod, and then he follows it like even like a big sweeping bound. He goes, "Safe travels."
I'll keep an ear out for any movement, but otherwise I'll just start kind of walking away and just throw my shield back.
I just start throwing gang signs because I'm pretty sure A-Rod is watching me. And it's essentially high elves are the wolf.
Nope. What happened?
I think she might have crashed, but I think she's saying high elves are the worst.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Well, this might be a good place to take a break. And then we'll see if they get back. Oh, are you
There
back?
we go.
I was gonna say it looked like she had a stroke.
You were saying? You said high elves are...
Are the worst as well. Once we've like gotten away and my back is to them for the most part.
I'll snicker. I'll give it a little like.
And I'm gonna have Epidot like on my shoulder with their head turned completely around. And every few steps I'll like check through Epidot's eyes, then go back to mine. Check through Epidot's it's like when you keep looking over your shoulder at the weird guys following you. Just making sure they aren't following.
They're not. You... are you just like looking through the eyes, or is Epidot flying around?
Now Epidot is sitting on my shoulder,
Nice.
head turned around completely.
Alright. And besides that, you guys just kind of get back to your same usual pattern, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. We will be making camp very shortly, but A-Rod, I quickly just need you to make a survival check, just for fun.
15.
15. You do notice something in these trees. It
Leaves.
looks like very similar to the thing that kind of like destroyed that other dude's splint mail back a ways. You can see like these 3 marks are showing up on some of these trees once in a while. Especially when you go a little bit deeper into the woods here and there. You can like, there's some creatures in here that are like messing with the trees or doing something with them. I'm not quite sure what, but
No. Good to know.
something's afoot.
Jeez, travelers out in these areas, they're really mean, aren't they?
I mean, if they were mean, they would have killed us.
Paranoid then?
I don't know, but we gotta look. Keep your eyes open, and I'll like point up. There's something in the trees. Those same marks that we saw on that unfortunate fellow. It's all over the trees once you get deeper into the woods.
Okay, guys. Next time we can't all check the same thing. Like,
I didn't.
it's not helpful.
You got spooged.
Hey,
I was,
Got you fair and square.
and nobody
Yeah.
even helped me,
hey,
and nobody
Shadowshard.
thought to check the bodies.
While they're having this, can you quickly just make a perception or investigation check?
18 plus 6 is 24.
Where do you keep your gold coins?
I keep them into my cloak.
Some of it's gone.
Okay.
Probably, like, you know, like, after you flip that coin, something happened after that. You don't know what, but you're, like, probably down, like, 100-ish gold. You were robbed, and it's just now dawning on you. The moment you gave that guy a coin and you showed them where your coin post was, some point, something happened and no one quite saw it.
Motherfucker.
What?
He said it would be expensive. And I don't know if it's spell, if it's a wand, but that motherfucker just robbed me blind.
I loosened them up for you.
100 gold, just gone.
You keep all of your money in the same wallet.
Not all of us have fucking dimensional spaces we can use.
Yeah, but like, hey Rod, do you keep your money in one or two pockets?
I keep it in like 6 pockets,
My
all
point
spread across my
exactly.
body.
Okay, rogues, the ones who've literally done breaking and entering.
What about you, Cole? How many pockets do you use?
One?
Oh boy, I
Exactly
guess it's
my
just
point.
us.
Maybe it's because of the type of people you are?
I mean, you're not
No.
wrong.
Exactly.
I'm sorry you got robbed, but don't take it out on us.
That was the first thing my mom told me to do.
Wait a minute, were those guys, like, not travelers then?
I'm
Oh,
not certain if
Cord,
they were
bless your heart.
bandits or if they were staging something, but that definitely left a bad taste in my mouth. And I don't even have a tongue.
I
Ah.
mean, from the way like everybody looked at him for answers, he's definitely the man in charge. You don't have a man in charge unless you're a gang.
Oh. Should we do something about that?
Remember when the Tridents used to be brand new?
Nah.
I remember.
I mean,
I just spent 10 minutes with my ankles up by my ears. I'm good.
Something like the birds.
And a big wipe between them. Yeah.
We got duped, we got ambushed, fair and square. I'm just glad we all walked away from it.
alright.
Next time we check the bodies, though.
That's what I
If I'm
wanted to
doing
do.
traps looking for things that might be rigged to blow up, somebody check the bodies.
Well, that's what I was doing. I was looking to see where the arrows landed, to see
You were walking around the cart.
where the bodies were. I was looking and I was investigating the area to see if there was a high point where they could have been shot from. I didn't get a chance to get close enough to the bodies to inspect them before he...
I know it took me.
Loosed on you?
I know for a fact that I was fingering that door looking for a detonation thing long enough for you to check at least 2 bodies.
And
Well,
I was gonna
next
walk
time.
headlong into the problem.
I was trusting you guys to be as helpful as Avod is.
If they were just like
Aw.
axe wounds, that's different, but they were arrows. That means that someone in the area could shoot from a distance. I'm not going to go up and inspect the bodies right away. That's just asking for trouble.
Next
So
time,
instead,
I think
I
we
look at the
inspect the
area.
bodies.
Epidot already checked the trees.
Okay, well,
I think
What-
this looks so
what's
haunted
the
over
range of a bow? Hey, bow boy.
Yeah,
What's
about
the range of
100,
there. Yeah.
150 foot minimum.
150 feet. The trees were more than 150 feet. So that being said, they could have shot a long ways. There was a very sharp point of entry, which I didn't get a chance to fully
I
inspect.
don't care
But that
how
means they're
good a
far
bow
away.
you have. You are not shooting 150 feet through that, and I'm gonna point into the trees. Like, you'd be lucky if you could get 40, 50 feet.
Those.
You realize
Time.
the arc, right?
No,
Have you ever been shot at by a bow?
Yeah. I'm
So-
friends with him.
As you guys are
Maybe
having
not.
this conversation, it starts to get a little later in the night. And you guys are going to have to camp at some point. You can decide from where you are, you could try to get to the stream because you can slowly hear the, well, not slowly, you're starting to hear the sound of running water. A little bit off in the distance, you'll need to leave the path a little bit to get there. Or you could again just kind of pull off a little bit from the path and camp here.
I like the path idea. Have you seen those trees? There's markings all along them. God knows what's making them.
I really do not want to find out if I don't have to.
I know David did the job.
Yeah, me either. So maybe we should try to get to a clearing or something.
Can't be
Maybe.
any worse than one of those bears.
How far do they go in? Since you were over there, how far do they go in before they start getting marked up? 10 feet? 20 feet?
How far, DM?
Yeah, God.
It was. There was some even like as close to the path. It's just the deeper you got into the woods, the more you were seeing signs of it. But you've
Oh,
seen
okay.
these on like both sides of the path.
Well, it's not too far in. It's pretty close, and it's all over the place.
Maybe keep going.
Yeah, maybe keep going.
Yeah,
If we
as
can
long
get
as,
to that river.
At least get a little bit more cover. Does everybody know how to swim?
Lich, you go rat.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Alright, well, as long as we're all prepared to jump in the water to possibly save our lives, then I don't see why not.
Okay.
To the river.
To the
Yeah, well-
river it is.
Bit of a forced march.
Alright, well, you guys will be able to, you know, at exactly as advertised, leave this path and head towards the sound of this river. It is easy enough to find, as, you know, you're literally following a sound, right?
I've got my owl doing loop-de-loops around us.
Alright,
On
good
the
to know.
lookout.
There's no place to cross, but it doesn't seem overly deep if you guys did want to try to cross here. It's up to you. Or you could just camp on this side.
How deep does it look? Not super deep?
Yeah, not super deep. You know, probably
Is it like cobalt height?
Oh, well, it's too deep for coal. Well, we will say that. You know, it would probably come. It's probably like, you know, 5, maybe 6 feet deep.
So it's too deep for me, even.
I guess,
And-
yeah. All you
Yeah,
guys
I'm
are short.
6'2".
I'm used to playing D&D where I was like, I am 6 feet.
Well, I'm 6'2", but
Yeah, see?
I'm not an 8'8" Goliath.
He kept the mold. How tall is A-Rod?
I think he's like 5'11".
Yeah,
He's
see,
a man- he's a man
you're
witch.
good. You could make it.
Ooh,
Use,
it's the hard
use
food
those
bubble.
two. If you guys wanted to, you know, try crossing here. Or you
I'm
could
5
camp.
feet with the heels.
You tell me.
Yeah, I think maybe we should just camp on this side. There's no need. Whatever's in those trees can easily cross the river, so it's not gonna save us.
Well, we're either gonna have to find a boat to cross. Is the stream is it fast moving, or is it just deep and mild.
Oh, please, allow me to explain what you guys see. So you head off into the woods, and eventually you come to the side of this river. Looking across it, the other side of the river is much the same. Pine trees as far as the eye can see. And, you know, a couple of hills here and there, as well as mountains further off into the distance. This river, as I said, about 5 to 6 feet. It doesn't seem like it's flowing super quick or anything like that, you know? It seems, I wouldn't say lazy. It is going fast enough that it is making a sound. You know, it's not a calm river, but it's definitely not like losing
It's not
mind.
rapids.
Yeah. It's not losing its mind. But, are any of you trained in nature?
No.
Can I get a nature
Well,
check?
maybe.
Those of you
maybe.
trained in nature?
Oh,
Survival. That's the
Survival,
closest
not
I have.
Survival? You can do survival with disadvantage. I wouldn't say no to that.
Fuck.
Oh,
That's a paltry 7 after getting a 3.
better than me.
So, 7 after disadvantage.
You know, it seems nice. There's probably some fish in here, you know, from what you can tell. Everything just seems, you know, it's a nice, good, decent place to camp. Maybe you can get some fresh water here if you wanted. You know, it is a running river. Probably should still boil it, but at the same time, you know, there comes a Fey Pond.
Let's set up here then.
Yeah,
Do it.
as long as we can, we just need to keep an eye out. I don't like those markings.
You're telling me.
Especially if they were around that camp.
They were
where everyone was
everywhere.
slaughtered. Can I look in the area and see if I recognize them at all?
Into what?
The markings.
Oh, you want to try to find some markings and show Shalasha?
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know if it's just a different language thing or if it's indicative of a clan, something like that, but I may as well just try and see.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You can go there. You can make a nature or survival check.
That is a 17 for survival.
Let me guess, I missed it.
17. Ashley, are you there as well? Oh no.
I was about to say that while they go off investigating trees, I'm gonna go to the river and like wash myself off
You got it.
while explaining the birds and the bees to Cole.
Alright, well, let me get to this, and if you want to have that conversation, you can. But first, Shalashar, was it a nature or survival you did?
Survival.
Survival. Whatever this thing is, it is quite big. You can tell that much. But you don't think it's from a bear. Something about it. You know, when bears go at it, they usually put a lot of force into it, you know. They're more likely to, for instance, splinter a tree when they do it, as well as, you know, the height of it. These ones, however, it's more like a
They're
marking.
clean.
There's something
they're
smart
clean.
about this, and it creeps you out to no end to see this. It's not random, you know, and like looking at it, and like when Arod said it's everywhere, it's on like almost every other tree. Like almost.
Is it just a sigil, a sign? Does it look like a
three
language?
Claws. It's not like a language
It just
written into
like
this.
3 vertical claws.
3, 4 here and there. It's just it's the fact that it's so voluminous that it makes you think whatever did this, there's a level of intelligence behind it. This isn't just random. There's a lot of them. One of the two. It could be a lot of them as well.
Alright. Well, it's a good thing I don't need sleep because I do not want to let our guard down tonight. The more we see them, the less I want to be here.
Agreed. Let's just do what we gotta do, rest up, and get out of here first thing.
Kerr's the one that needs the most rest. The rest of us are pretty fine. So, maybe buddy system?
Yeah, maybe for tonight.
I'll take first and second shift.
Got it. I'll take second and third. Or third and fourth.
Alright.
Then
Ash,
we'll keep.
anything I need to know about your birds and the bee conversation, or is it pretty straightforward, just cover the basics? If you want to go for it too, you can go for it. You tell me.
It's decently informative. I started off with, so have you ever seen how dogs or cats make puppies or kittens?
Actually, no.
Well,
We didn't really have pets back at the.
this lesson is applicable to most species. Anything that falls under... well, it's an elven word. I don't know what the common translation is, but like, just anything that has kids in the same way it's all the same for us, okay? So first, you have the male and you have the female. And think of it like sheathing a sword. Only the man sheathes his better half in the woman.
He stabs the woman.
Yeah,
Okay, doesn't
but
that
in her sheath.
kill the woman?
No, we have a sheath.
I hate this.
You.
Yeah.
You don't have a sheath. Well,
Oh,
like
I
for your dagger, you have a
Like-
sheath.
A flesh
I am
sheath.
watching myself right now. It is covered by the loincloth.
I'm stripping down to take a bath too, since
We're
we're
both
near
in,
water.
we're both, like at the edge of the river, having this conversation naked. Yeah, so and it's not always like a man and a woman. Sometimes it's two men, and they make do with nature's second sheath.
I'm confused.
And sometimes it's two women playing with each other's sheaths. But this is a whole extra lesson that we can come up and talk about later on.
I'm not sure if this whole sword sheath thing is like a very good explanation. See, I'm just thinking people stabbing other people. But that kills people.
No, that's stabbing. When you sheath a sword, you don't kill the sheath.
I don't get it.
It's meant. The sword is meant to go there. That's the thing.
Okay.
Okay, so the men. So,
And it's like
so men
preparing.
have a sword, and
Yeah, and it
do they
gets.
have to Do they have to eat like iron or steel or something to?
No.
Do they have to forge it?
Nope. You're born with it. I mean, some people do, but that's
Oh,
another
like
lesson entirely. That's like 3 lessons down the road.
So during this conversation, it's kind of
I
interrupted.
also make a metaphor about smite and finishing.
Okay, good to know.
It's been less than.
Cole, you
I'm
walk away
even
with
more
more questions than you
confused.
began with. But anyways, again, why don't we go ahead and take the break here? You guys could probably go to level 5 because that was technically a decent encounter that was going to level you anyways.
Yeah.
I'll
So-
take it. I'll fucking take what I can get.
unlike pity, like
It's been a while.
Hey,
you did
you're
so
stupid.
great. Here's a gold star.
Hey!
we've been doing
No,
really
no,
well for like
no.
encounters and making sure we're
So-
covered.
Why don't we go for a 15-minute break then, if that's enough time?
Yeah.
And then when we get back, we will pick it up with the watches, or whatever else is going on at that point, right? So with that in mind, we'll be right back. Sorry for putting you guys through the birds and the bees talk, but maybe you took notes and maybe you learned something. But BRB. Alright, hello everybody. Is everyone good to go?
Fuck you. Like, respectfully.
Like, respectfully. They still fuck you, but like...
Technically, no, I haven't.
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
I haven't actually leveled yet.
Alright, well that's fine,
I
because I'm just gonna
Just
ask
finished.
everyone, if any of your stats have increased, tell me what your HP or AC or if anything's changed over the course of this session.
My HP is now 58.
Oh, you got more than me.
Yeah, rolled a 9.
8.
Oh, you're rolling. Okay, yeah, that's why.
What are you at there, Cole?
54.
54? A-Rod, have you rolled AC yet? Sorry,
Yeah, I'm 28.
28. And did your AC increase when you changed your armor?
No, it's 16.
16, cool. And Assy is having a midlife crisis, deciding what they want
Plus
to do.
9 to mine, so 41.
41 it is. Jesus. You got a low ass AC compared to everyone. Damn, girl.
No, my hit points.
No, yeah, I'm just saying your AC is also low.
Oh yeah, it's only 15.
15? I have it at 14.
Pick on the dwarf?
Kick. Alright,
I sent you a picture that might,
I saw it. What about it?
might be relevant this session or not. I'm not sure. Probably will be.
Okay, okay, good to know. Alright, well, with that little bit of housekeeping done and out of the way, you guys are all settling down for a long rest, you know, getting your strength back. But I still need me a couple of lovely perception checks from whoever's on Force Watch, which I believe is A-Rod, is it not?
No, it's Salashar.
Shalashar. I knew that. I was testing you guys. You believe me, right?
That now makes it plus 8, so that's 26.
26. Oh boy, that's a fun one. I love that. I love that.
I didn't even take observant, just because I love you that much.
It's alright, it's alright. I have ways around you.
I think
Such
you
as...
Just
Well,
gouge my fucking eyes out.
I would, but you don't have eyes. You stole that from me.
Yeah, fuck you.
Alright, so... There are a couple of things that happened this night that maybe, you know, you can let me know when to stop, and you can be like, I want to do something, alright? So
I am
kind of
keeping vigilant.
goes to their spot, and they start settling down for the night. You know, they've made their tents. They have. Do you guys have a fire tonight? Out of curiosity.
I was going to suggest no.
Probably not.
Not this close to the river. Not with the.
So you guys just had like your coal trail rations and just like
Hardtack and sadness. Yes.
hardtack and sadness. The breakfast and the dinner of champions. So everyone settles down and you take up your post. And again, you're doing the same thing as last night. You're kind of just keeping a nice loose perimeter. You're feeling it out. You're trying to, you know, calm down as much as you can, knowing that you do have to rest and you do need to calm down at some point. So you kind of spend a bunch of the time looking up towards the stars as much as looking off as often as you can. The reason you're looking at the stars is there's some clouds gathering, you know. There's less and less light. There's probably going to be a storm coming pretty soon here. But beyond that, you can also see that the moon... roll a knowledge check for me. It can be survival as well, or it could be religion.
So it can either be just straight knowledge or survival.
Survival, or religion.
Okay. I'll choose survival because that is a +5, so that's a dirty 20.
It should be relatively bright tonight, you know. Based on the moon cycle, we're kind of like the phase before full moon. You know, so the moon is getting fuller and fuller each night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not
it's
quite
waxing.
there yet, but it's still definitely starting to darken as these clouds are starting to like dominate the sky. Besides that, again, you do hear sounds coming from the woods. Compared to last night, they are much louder as you are far, far closer. The one sound, though, that is definitely getting your attention is this weird scratching sound. It seems to just
How
be coming.
close does it sound? Is it faint? Is it like echoing across water? Is it right by my fucking head? Do I have termites?
Ah. Well, that's an interesting question.
Come on, God.
While you guys are sleeping, are you guys peaceful sleepers? Do any of you snore or anything?
God, no. Well, I don't snore, but I'm not a peaceful sleeper.
Does Kerr have night terrors?
Times. That's all. That's already been established.
How
I
about
meditate. I don't sleep.
how about we get a quick little stealth check from you, Shalashar? It's not important. Like, feel free to like take 10 if you want.
I rolled a 10, so I'll take 10.
All right. It might be getting closer. It started far, and then sometimes it sounds closer, sometimes it sounds farther. But over the course of your 4 hours, because you're doing 2 watches, you think it's getting closer throughout the course of the night. And there's one other thing that you also notice with your high-ass perception. From when you went to bed, everything was cool. Everything was fine. But now, looking across the river, you think there's a strange hut or something that's like appeared, maybe like, I don't know, it's hard to tell, but there's something off in the distance, like it's just on the edge of your dark vision that wasn't there before. But besides that, you know, it's a pretty nice, uneventful sort of night.
Alright. I'll wake up a Rod for its
Yeah.
were you doing 3 and 4 or 2 and 3?
I'll do 3 and 4.
Okay, so then I'll go wake up AC.
Yeah.
Wait, AC? It's you and Kerr. No.
Okay.
So I'll just a couple things. I'm gonna try and keep my voice low, and if I'm moving, I'm gonna be doing it very slow and methodically, basically like taking 10 to make sure my armor doesn't clang around as much. I'm gonna lean in a little close. Across the river, there's, I think, a hut. Something that's over there that wasn't there when we first started. And I'm not certain if the forest is playing tricks with me, but there's a scratching sound that's seeming to carry through the woods, and I think it might be getting closer. I'm gonna be over on my cot. I'm gonna be aware, but just let me know if you see anything. Just be careful. And I'll carefully go lay down to make as little noise as possible.
Okay. So, who's on watch then?
Kill some players.
I guess it's us.
Well,
I'm gonna have
What's
my
that- what's
familiar have them flying about.
can I give
Mostly
you...
looking through their eyes.
Oh, sorry. I would have woken up Cora along with AC.
Cool as well. Right, then can I get a perception check from both of you? If you're looking through the eyes, you can use your familiar stats instead.
Yeah.
Natural 20, baby.
Ooh, what's
Ooh.
the
Nice.
total there?
Oh. 1.
Found a chicken.
You see all.
I've got 16. And I have so much dark vision too. hold up the dark vision.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just quickly... I'm trying to take better notes so I'm not a dum-dum, and I think I've done that effectively now. So, one more time, Cole, you with a total, what, 23?
21.
21, okay. You can also make out this hut. It definitely was not there before. And looking at it, are you taking an interest in it, or what are you more focused on? You can also hear the same sounds in the woods, the scratching sounds that are getting closer, and both you are also well aware of the gathering clouds above you.
I'm more worried about the scratching.
Scratching? Okay.
The
And
hut can with later.
fair enough. And as you would be aware of... You're probably aware of all of it as well. I'll start with Cole and then I'll jump to you. Sound good? Just because you got hired?
Yep.
Alright. You're paying more attention to that. Do you want to poke into the woods a little bit? Or what's kind of like... What is your approach to this watch? As you can definitely hear the scratching. It sounds like it's getting closer over time. It's not a direct beeline or anything like that, but there's something out there.
I'm gonna go about... Essie, just so you know, I'm gonna go about like 60 feet into the woods and just keep it.
I would have told you before I started looking through my familiar's eyes that I can't hear you. So you would know that I can't hear you.
I bounce an acorn off of her forehead and go about 60 feet into the woods to keep a better eye on it.
You do feel an acorn hit you in the face.
I'm gonna have the owl swoop to
We're under attack.
Help! Alright. So, Cole. You move deeper into the woods, and definitely as you are moving, you can definitely hear the sound. But now that you are getting closer, and with that, it's not just a scratching sound. It's actually like... It's two sounds. There's a scratching sound, and there's something else. There's a percussive element as well. So, it's the best I can explain it.
How far away-ish?
It's hard to gauge. Roll a survival check.
Uh, 10.
10? Yeah, it's hard. Closer than it was, probably you would say within 500 to 800 feet out, somewhere in the woods. If you give it another hour, and you were to go a little deeper, you might be able to see something. If you wanted to just push it a little bit closer and just wait a little bit longer out here in these woods.
I'm gonna stay where I am, but after like 20-30 minutes, I think I might go back and wake everyone up.
Alright, sounds like a plan. AC,
Yes.
anything in particular you want to look at? Same thing, you know, we got your owl would be well aware of this hut. You would also be aware of the sound in the woods, and as well as the gathering storm clouds. Little Kaya.
I'm gonna swoop by the hut and try to see if like there's anything interesting left by an open window. If I can see anything through a window.
You definitely can.
I'm looking for windows.
No, there is actually, you know, and like the door itself is like slightly ajar, and there's a very welcoming sort of thing about it. It just seems nice, you know, when you push on the windowsill just a little bit, you know, take a quick little look in, and there seems to be an elderly lady in there who's currently just sitting around. She has a table in front of her, and it looks like she's knitting a couple of things. Can your owl make a wisdom save? Actually, making an intelligence save.
Okay, even just from like flying past?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That is 10? Yeah, 10.
10? Yeah.
That is -4 on that.
It is just a elderly sort of lady who's sitting down at a table. It looks like she's like knitting something. She has a fireplace there, and looks like she just has something nice bubbling in the back. Smells very nice, whatever it is.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the owl to go. An old lady all alone. Fuck it, no problem. Where is the drumming coming from?
You need to go look into the woods for that.
Keen hearing.
It's getting close. It's probably about 600 feet away from your camp.
Yeah, we're gonna fly 600 feet out to meet it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. When you get there, it'll be the same time that Cole is kind of waking everyone up. So, Cole, what would you like to say to your fellow adventurers?
More like, get the hell up, or we might have trouble.
Trouble? Oh my god.
That scratching's getting way too close.
Of course it is. And I'll roll myself up and like groggily kind of get my bow ready. Like,
And we're about to have a downpour.
great.
Yeah.
Just great. Look up at the storm clouds.
Just see James frozen. He's doing the Italian. What is this?
You're muted.
Yeah. Can't hear you, dude.
I'm just looking at the spell and I'm like, what the fuck is this with my class?
We can talk about it later. I'll clarify it if you want. But, Assi, you send this owl, and what you see seems to be a man of some sort of figure. It's really hard to tell. They look very disheveled, very, very dirty. And they actually have a chisel and a hammer. And it looks like they're just chipping away at the trees.
Okay, I'm gonna have the owl just like go up high into the trees and get a good vantage point and just keep an eye on things.
Okay.
But I'm also going to say out loud in a very hushed tone, hey, you know how everybody's been talking about the scratching on the trees? Turns out it's just a dude with a chisel. A big dude, but a dude.
That is
Epidon
not
is
what I
watching him right
expected.
now. He's just carving. And there's an old lady knitting at the hut. That was kind of boring.
Wait a hut.
Just
What?
super cash.
Oh yeah,
What
a hut,
hut?
like a hut appeared across the
Well,
river.
of course it did. Why wouldn't it?
Don't
gonna
know when it got
rain.
there, but
Got a hut. Guy chiseling the
Ava,
woods,
can
waking
you
me
also
up.
make a perception check for me?
Sure. It's only an 11.
Oh, yes. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're fine. We're fine.
So what do we do? Do we
Stay
go
quiet.
kindly ask the man to stop chiseling?
Stay quiet, hope everything passes us by.
You guys can all hear the chiseling, and it definitely sounds a lot closer than it was. You know, he's probably closer to like 400, 500 feet away now. Just
He's getting closer, yeah?
yeah, so like you're watching him through the owl. Hey, can you make a stealth check with your owl?
Yes,
Just
I
like
can.
as a friend.
Just as a friend. Okay, and what is the owl's bonus?
+3, I believe you said.
Yeah, +3. So that is 12 plus 3, 15 then. Nothing too good, nothing too bad.
Okay.
Just,
So,
you know.
your owl is keeping an eye on this guy. Are you watching through your owl's eyes right now, or are you more or less talking with your party?
No, I'm watching through the owl's eyes.
So you're just like blanked out, talking to no one because you think everyone's asleep except Cole.
Yeah, I
Watch
think
it.
Cole
Alright.
is there.
Cool. No, that's fair. I'm just asking. Except Cole walked off into the woods. Well, now he's back, but Assy got lucky. That's what we'll say. This man is chiseling. He's slowly getting closer, and he is moving from one tree to the next. It looks like he is following like some sort of path. And at some point, he does look up towards the owl. And he just kind of like hoots towards it, as if he's trying to like get its attention a little bit.
Cock the head to one side, and then swoop off into the night.
Which way do you swoop off to?
Opposite the direction of our camp,
Okay. You
and
do...
then and then once we get about 120 feet, I'm gonna pop the pop Epidot out of existence.
You do notice that the chiseling has stopped. At this point, it has stopped.
Well, that's good, right?
Make a perception check with Epidot just one last time as you were flying away.
Oh wait, that's with advantage. Ooh, 19 plus 3, 22.
You did kind of see this guy, like, drop on all fours and start chasing after the owl.
Yeah.
Like, just went, like,
God. No.
called at it and then just started booking it through the woods.
Okay, so 120 feet. The owl has night vision.
Oh, he didn't catch it. You just saw him try to chase it. He tried. He gave
He
it
tried,
a college try on all fours.
but he could not keep up.
Yeah, he could not. But the chiseling has stopped.
Okay. That is good to know.
Anything else you fine fellows would like to do? As we do get closer to the ending of today's episode.
Oh, just wait.
Finish the rest and then move on?
Yep, pretty much just wait till daybreak.
Alright, fine. If that's all we want to do, sit down, relax, have a good time, finish your level ups and wake up well rested, we're good for that. How much longer do you guys have on this rest? We got through Shalashars, we're currently in Assy and Coles.
AVODs, however
Oh,
long.
I just need a 4-hour trance.
Hell yeah.
So you guys are pretty much good to go then, is what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, in that case, we will probably end today's episode here, as like the thunder does start to crack. It's not raining yet, but it's gonna get probably a little dicey in the coming days.
I want to see how dicey it can get.
So
At least a D20.
thank you guys for joining us. Sorry if I don't need anything to be sorry for. It's great. See you guys next time. Until then, hope you have a good day. Bye bye.